Yay! Hi! Hello, hello, hello. We're back. We're gonna be playing Genso Manege. I'm still in the prologue. I think we're at the end of the prologue. We're gonna find out. I've said this on a different stream, but I was sick the day I started the game, and so I had to end pretty early because I was getting very sick and not realizing it until it was a little too late. But we're going to do our darndest to try and get as far as possible. We have about 3.5 hours to play, so we'll see how long we can. And I'm still really excited. The art in this is still so pretty. I'm really enjoying it. Just looking at it. I'm pretty sure, I forgot to look it up. I'm pretty sure the artist is the same artist that did Winter's Wish. Which makes sense, because they have like the back shots as well. And the way their eyes are drawn are very similar too, so I'd believe it. The next morning I made for the park while the air was still chilly. The girl at the front wasn't there. The gate, however, was open, just as I had been told it would be. Unlike yesterday, silence filled the park. There was no kids frolicking around the fountain, no parents to scold them. My legs carried me further. They led me towards the menage. Manege? I don't know if I'm saying this wrong, by the way. We hadn't planned a meeting place, but somehow I knew I'd find him there, and there he was.
答えが出たんだね。
You have your answer. He noticed me at once. I do. I'd like to work with you. As long as the park is in Blanchbourg at least.
ブランブールを離れたらお別れかい？
Blanchbourg. We'll have to say goodbye once the time's up. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. There's no telling how things will go with my magic after
それ
all.
もそうだね。じゃあ、
That's true. In that case. Monsieur Hugo stepped forward and extended his hand.
短い間だけど、よろしく。
I look forward to working with you. Likewise, monsieur. We exchanged a firm handshake. I now had a job to do. I had to awaken my magic and free the people of La Feuille de Rêve. Should I just learn French? So rose the curtain of my new life. That's how close I was. That's how close I was to the end of the chapter. Guys, I was sick. I had to stop. We're not gonna watch that because I've seen it. Chapter premier. What? I keep forgetting to take a
スタッ
screenshot
フに
of
なった
that.
君には、この遊園地のことをよく知ってもらわないといけないね。
Oh goodness. Now that you're one of us, there are a few things we ought to go over.
周りを見ていてごらん。
Take a look around you. Okay. I did so. I saw pastel attractions, automatrons behind counters, and of course the prominent fountain. What exactly am I looking for? I have my peach rings, by the
ま
way.
ばたきしないで、そのまま。
Don't blink now. Monsieur Hugo snapped his fingers. I didn't blink. What? There was a flash of light, and suddenly everything was gone. Only the menage and the automatrons remain. What just happened?
ここは魔法でできた遊園地でね。園長である俺の意志で消すことができるんだ。
This is a magic amusement park, and I am its director. I can manifest or erase it on a whim.
実在するもの以外は、だけれど。
Mostly that's it. Mostly that is. He gestures to the menage and automatrons.
遊園地を自在に出し入れできるなんて便利なようだけれど、現実も幻想もすべて一緒に動く必要がある。
Snapping the park in and out of existence is rather convenient, but reality does not abide by the laws of illusion.
だから、俺たちの行動は制限されているんだ。マネージと行けるところは限られているからね。
Our freedom is hindered by physical limitations. The menage can only be carted so far. He shrugged. That certainly sounds complicated. Reality and fiction are all merging together in one place. It sounds like something out of a storybook. It must be hard having to live it through. Live it, though. I'll do everything I can to awaken my magic and for you, I promise.
ありがとう。そう言ってもらえて嬉しいよ。
I truly appreciate you saying that. The director smiled softly before snapping his fingers again.
じゃあ、早速だけれど、君の中に眠る魔法を覚醒させてみようか。
Mahoho! Aw, man. I just saw a typo. Lol. Okay. Not in that. In my stuff. Okay. Shall we do something about the magic inside you? Already? I hadn't expected it to happen so soon.
ああ、ごめんね。心の準備がまだだったかな。
Pardon me, too sudden? Monsieur Hugo peered down at me with concern. I'm not quite sure, really. Oh, that's right. Okay, the buttons are a little different than I'm used to. Okay. Let me... Manuel. I actually don't know how to use quick save. Okay. Should I have been quit saving this whole time? Am I able to do such a thing? Am I crazy? Quick save is down button. Okay. Now just to make sure, I want to see how a quick save works. How does a quick save work? See, I've never done it before, so I don't know how it works. I'm not quite sure really. Okay. I'm okay. I answered as firmly as I could.
いい返事だね。
That's the spirit.
君の魔法を覚醒させるために。
I'll be here to guide you every step of the way. Am I allergic to peanuts? That sounds random, but I ate peanuts and now my throat hurts. Not the hurts, but... I don't know. I feel like I have to cough again. You inked. I doubt it. I doubt I'm allergic. Hear me out.
君は無意識のうちに魔法の力を眠らせている。それを少しずつゆっくりと起こしていこう。
Subconsciously, you've put your powers to sleep. What you're going to do is slowly but surely wake them up.
目を閉じて集中して自分の内に秘めた魔法に意識を向けるんだ。
Close your eyes and concentrate. Find where you stow the magic inside
何
you.
か感じるかい？
Can you feel it? There's a light. I can see it.
それは目覚める可能性がある魔法だね。
There's like a little thing
手
that
で
popped
触
up
れて
there.
集めてみて。
That's your magic, waiting to be roused. Reach out and gather it. Oh no! Okay. Use the right stick, left stick, or touch the screen to gather as many fragments of magical light as you can within the time limit. I'm not playing with my switch in my hand.
いつも通りの君で大丈夫だよ。 そのまま続けて。 いい調子だね。
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Wait, can I use both? Do they both go, or is it just one? It just seems to be one.
大丈夫、上手だよ。
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Perfect. Naturally. The light is gone.
集中力が切れてしまったようだね。無理もない。
You may have lost
とて
your
も繊
focus.
細な作業だから。
First off, it said perfect. This is very
最
difficult
後
work.
に集めた魔法を目覚めさせよ
Let's awaken what you've gathered,
う。魔
shall
法
we?
が中
Oh, wait.
心にまとまった瞬間にタイミングよく刺激するんだ。
To do this, you
う
must
ま
be
くいけば覚醒するはずだよ。
To do this, you must be precise. When you feel the magic coalesced inside your very core, call out to it. Okay, I'll try. Oh, touch the screen or tap the A button when the two stars outline overlap to awaken the magical power. Okay, wow, I like it. I like having things. Mm-hmm.
素晴らしいね。君
A.
の頑張りには目を見張るばかりだ。
Oh, I leveled up. Wait, what? I'm finished. I don't feel very different
それ
though.
はそうだよ。魔法をわずかに覚醒させただけだからね。
I'd be surprised if you did. What you've awakened is only a fraction
実
after all.
感はないかもしれない。でも完璧だったよ。
You might not
初め
feel
てで
it,
成功させるなんて。
but you've made great
君はす
progress.
ごいな。
And so quickly too. I'm impressed.
ご褒美は何がいい？キスでいいかな。
I think you deserve an award. Maybe a kiss? Yeah, no. A what?
まだ早かったかな。
No? Perhaps another time. I just realized that he's got in his hat tickies, which is funny because that's what she was excited about. Only after I heard his childish laugh did it hit me that he was teasing. So he was playing, he has a playful side. Duly noted.
魔法は時間をかけてゆっくり覚醒させていこう。地道な作業だから焦りが出るかもしれないけれど、無理は禁物だよ。
It will take time to awaken your magic. At times, it may feel tedious, but the process mustn't be rushed. Oh, yes, of course. Thank goodness. That's one less thing to worry about. This subject has always weighed heavily on my mind compared to other concerns. I could feel the tension leaving my shoulders. You know an awful lot about magic. Is there another witch you're acquainted with?
いや、霊部から解放される方法を探すうちに自然と詳しくなったんだ。いろいろな書物を読んだりしてね。
No, I've simply picked up a good deal as I've researched ways to free us from Merveille.
これほどの知識を身につけるまで長い道のりだったな。
My knowledge is the culmination of many a lengthy volume. That makes sense. The reason I'm here must be because he's tried everything else. Monsieur Hugo stared off into the distance. His elegant smile soon returned.
さて、そろそろ遊園地の裏側に案内しよう。契約
Anyways,
の話もあるし、
allow me to
他
show
のス
you
タッフ
around
にも
behind the
君を
scenes.
紹介しないとね。
We have a contract to discuss and staff to introduce you to.
さあ、マドモアゼル。
If you'll follow me, mademoiselle. Thank you. I followed closely behind. Oh, that's right. Shortly after we had left the menage, I remembered something very important. May I ask a question?
一つでいいのかい？
Only
君の
one?
質問になら、
No
い
need
く
to
つでも
limit
答えるわ。
yourself. This perpetual eloquence was something I would have to get used to. Thank you, but just one is enough for
So-
now.
それで聞きたいことというのは？
As you wish, how can I help? It's about the menage. Are you aware of any music box based on its likeness?
オルゴール？
Music boxes. He tilted his head in thought. I'm referring to the one my late father gave me before he passed. It looks just like the menage here. It's not just a passing resemblance either.
そういうものがあるとは知らなかった。
I had no idea such a thing existed.
少なくともうちでは作っていないから、誰かが真似て作ったものだろうね。
Or your dad made it. What? We certainly don't sell them. Perhaps someone was simply inspired by us. My father must have been. He was always always a skilled craftsman.
そうか。
He was he? I've hit a dead end. If Monsieur Hugo's never knew my father, then it all must have been a coincidence. I was certain there would have been some kind of connection, but I suppose there had to. I can do it. Watch me do this. I suppose that had all been wishful thinking. I apologize, I didn't mean to pry. It was just on my mind.
いや、気になることがあれば何でも聞いてくれて構わないよ。さっきも言った通り、
Oh, I
いくつで
totally
も
forgot
答え
I
る
put
から
this in
ね。
here. I knocked into my own notebook and surprised myself. It's quite all right. Please continue to ask away. I'll gladly answer that what I can. He smiled at me. We had only just met, and yet I felt an oddly familiar sense of calm wash over me. Conversations have never been my strong suit, but something about him is so inviting.
さあ、着いたよ。
Here we are. Before long, we'd arrived at a large tent-like building. I timidly stepped inside. The interior was many times larger than I'd anticipated. It had been furnished with all the essentials of a workplace, desk, table, and shelves.
ようこそ、遊園地の裏側へ。
Welcome to where the magic happens.
余計な気遣いかもしれないが、執務テントと説明した方が理解しやすいだろう。
I believe it may be more scrutinally described as an administrative tent. The tall man I'd met the day prior quipped back at Monsieur Hugo.
少し夢のある言い方をしてみたのさ。
I'm only adding a little flair.
まったくあなたは。
It's unnecessarily complication.
紹介するよ。彼はセルジュ。レーブの経理を担当している。
Allow me to introduce you to, this is Serge, our head of finances. Pleased to meet you. I'm Leah. I suppose we'll be coworkers from now
セ
on.
ルジュだ。ヒューゴから話は聞いている。
So I've heard. Call me Serge. Serge's expression was stone-like as he pulled a sheet of paper from the desk.
労働契約書を用意しておいた。書面の内容を確認して、サインをしてくれ。
Serge! Am I saying that wrong? I probably am. Sergey? Is it Sergey? It's Sergey, isn't it? Sergey's a name. Serge is just fun. Sergey sounds like a name. I've compiled the terms of your employment here. Please read it thoroughly before signing. Right, okay. You say it Sergey or The man's business-like demeanor quickly revived the anxiety I'd only just ridded myself of. Monsieur Hugo patted him on the
笑
back.
顔を忘れているよ。
Sergey, yeah,
女
there
の
we
子に
go.
はにこやかに接しないと。
Are you already playing this one? Are you getting it, or did you play the Japanese? I know it's not out till the 31st. We still are getting to play it early, which is nice. Which again, thank you. Thank you guys for letting me play it early. Much appreciated, PQ. Remember what we talked about smiling? Sergey, women like a friendly face. I only played the demo. Which is nice. They don't always do demos. If you insist. The edge of his lips twisted up into the shape of a smile. A smile it was, technically in the most generous sense. How long was the demo? Was it just the prologue? I hate to be rude, but this somehow makes me even more uncomfortable.
何か
Is something the matter? You're making the tsundere smile. No, nothing. I do like his little glasses. They kind of resemble mine.
君は期待を裏切らないね。
You never disappoint.
何を笑っているんだ、ヒューゴ。あなたがこうしろと言ったんだろ
Dare I ask what's so funny, Hugo? I'm only doing what you ask. You, really don't have to force yourself on my account.
う。そうか。なら、元に戻させてもらう。
I think it was like 2 hours. If it was like 2 hours, then it definitely was more than the prologue, because we only played an hour last time and barely got to the end of the prologue. And that was on top of me being sick, so I was already like sluggish and shaking the whole time. Is that so very well?
もうおしまいか。残念だな。
Is it over already? Sergei returned to his stoicism, making much to the director's great disappointment.
契約書はこれだ。
Here's your contract. I took the paper and scanned over it. Much of the language was difficult to parse, but I managed to decipher the main points. I would only be employed for the time Reve was present in Blanchbourg, as one says. Magic was to be practiced before opening and after closing. The rest of my time could be used at my own discretion. What does my own discretion mean?
ここで過ごしてもいいし、家に帰ってもいい。どう時間を使うかはあなたの自由だ。
You may stay in the park or return home. Simply use your time however you see fit. I'm being paid though, aren't I? It hardly seems fair that all I do is practice magic.
だが、そういう契約だ。
Those were the terms, were they not, Hugo?
いや、合っているよ。君には魔法の覚醒に専念してもらいたいんだ。
This is correct. I'd like for your full attention to be on awakening your magic. I see. The arrangement didn't sit right with me, even if that was technically what I had agreed to. You may insist, but still, isn't there a way I could help with work around the park?
魔法の覚醒と遊園地の仕事。ど
You
ちらもや
intend
る
to
つもりかい？
juggle both responsibilities? If I'm going to be working here, I'd like to be of some use at least. If that's okay.
いや、負担にならないのなら素敵な提案だよ。ああ、でも制服が。
You aren't going to give me a uniform? Like, I was still employed. As long as it doesn't impede your progress with magic, I'd say it's a splendid idea. You'd need a uniform, though.
それなら問題ない。
Not to worry, I
Yo.
planned ahead. Why is the hat so small? Oh, wait, is it like a tiny hat? Like one that's like... Sergei swiftly retrieved a uniform from the dresser. The majority of the uniform was a beautiful white and a white and pink affair, patterned with stars that contrasted brightly against the colors. It even came with a matching cap and boots. It's beautiful.
別にあなたのために用意しておいたわけじゃない。常に不測の事態に備えているだけだ。
It was not made for you to clarify. We keep spares on hand at all times, sure.
さすがセルジュ。君の用意周到さにはいつも頭が下がるよ。
You have a plan for everything, Sergei. What would I do without you?
あなたの期待に応えるのが私の仕事だからな。
It's my job to never disappoint. What a job! Sergei handed me the clothes and set about amending the contract.
これで要件は満たしたか。問題がなければ契約書にサインを。
You got so close for that. This is everything. This should be everything. If so, please sign here. Thank you. I gave the contract one last look before signing my name.
確認した。これであなたはレーブの正式な一員だ。
Consider your paperwork processed. Welcome to the Rev. Woo.
来てくれてありがとう。改めて君を歓迎するよ。
Thank you again for what you're doing. We welcome you with open arms. I'm glad to be here. I bowed to them. Monsieur Hugo then exchanged glances with Sergei. The latter nodded back before looking to the door.
クララ、近くにいるんだろう。
Are
入
you
ってきてくれ
there?
ないか。
Clara, come in, please. A girl I recognized entered. I see, that's the hat, okay. That's the one I met at the gate.
こんにちは。昨日会ったわよね。受付を担当してるクラだよ。
Hey there, I think we met yesterday, didn't we? I'm Clara. I run things at the front. I'm Leah. I look forward to working with you.
彼女もスタッフとし
Look
て
how
働くこと
tiny
に
she is.
着替えのために部屋を貸してもらえるか。
She's the newest addition to our staff. Could you lend her your room to change in?
え？魔法の訓練だけじゃなくて遊園地の仕事もしてくれるの？
I thought she was only here for magic practice. She's working too?
内容はまだ決まっていないけれどね。やりたいと彼女から申し出てくれたんだ。
Listen, you could have 2 people selling tickets. It might not be a very busy. I don't know how busy this place gets. Because when she arrived, my brain I just had so many thoughts all at once in my head just then. Sorry. When she arrived, obviously they don't show like other people, and it made it sound like she was the only one at the entrance. But once she got inside, there was a bunch of people. So honestly, she could have the most basic job in the world, which is just tickets, and that's it. The details have yet to be hammered out, but yes, it was her idea.
へえ、あなたって優しいのね。
You're one of the good ones, huh? I'm useless when it comes to magic right now, so I want to do what I can in the meantime.
気に入ったわ。私の部屋はこっちよ。ついてきて。
I think I like you. Come here, I'll show you to my room. Clara grinned from ear to ear, I held my uniform to my chest and followed her outside. Also, just working here, like they
これ
they
で
have.
よしと。
Ooh, does this room kind of give Radiant Tale vibes? And that'll do it.
うんうん。髪型も帽子の位置もバッチリね。
Hair, check. Cap, perfect. Looking good. She's so cute. You think so?
大丈夫大丈夫。とっても可愛いわ。じゃあ戻りましょうか。
Oh, I know so. You're adorable. Ready to head back? Yeah. She is adorable. Oh, dude. I want to sleep in one of these. What the heck? Donned in my new clothes, I followed Clara as she stepped out of the tent. Did they just like that? I have one of those in Animal Crossing. Those lamps? Yes, perfect. It's like pastel version of Radiant Tale. That's pretty much a good explanation for it. Obviously, it's a little... Well, actually, there's a curse. There is a curse. Hang on. They're trapped here, right? Colovis was trapped as a child. We can do this. We can... I like it. I like it. Each of the staff apparently had one of their own. Meals and showers were shared, but living spaces were separate. Thank you for all your help, Clara. Look how cute she is.
お礼なんていいわよ。大したことはしてないし。それと、私のことはクララでいいわ。
Don't mention it. There's no need to be so stiff around me.
というか、ヒューゴさんとセルジュさん以外はみんな呼び捨てで大丈夫よ。年も近いだろうし。
Yeah, but then how are you trapped? How long have you been trapped here? How long have you been 17? Any of us, for that matter, other than Sergey and the director, our ages probably aren't far apart.
あなた年は？
How old are you, by the way? 17. Wait, did I know that or did I just guess?
本当？私も17よ。
Really?
同い年
Me
ね。
too. For how long? Claire's eyes lit
レイ
up.
ブの女子は私だけだったから、あなたが来てくれてよかった。
I've been the only girl around here, so I can't tell you how nice it'll be to have you around.
これから仲良くしてね。それと、敬語も必要ないから。
We're gonna be good friends. That means no being stiff. Right, yeah. I'd like that, Clara. Mm-hmm.
じゃあ、最初のお仕事よ。頑張ってね。
Now, time for your first job. Break a leg. Clara gave me a gentle push on the back as soon as we made it back to the administrative tent. What job? I looked around the room, which now included people I'd yet to meet.
みんな紹介するよ。今日からレイブで働く新しい仲間だ。
Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to our new member of the Rev.
自己紹介をお願いできるかな？
Care to introduce yourself?
Mademoiselle?
Mademoiselle. Right. My name is Leah, and I'll be working with you all starting today. I'm technically a witch, but I can't use magic yet. I intend to help out while I get a handle on it. For as long as you're in Blancheborg, at least, I'm going to do everything in my power to free you all. Despite how clumsy it was, my introduction garnered scattered applause. Can't say I have to do that very often. My heart's still pounding. I let out a sigh to calm my nerves. Meanwhile, the rabbit stepped forward and bowed.
僕の名前はリオン。短い間だけど、よろしくね。
My name is Leon. I hope we'll get to know each other while you're here.
ああ、僕の方が年下だと思うから、呼び捨てで敬語は使わなくて大丈夫だよ。
Aw, don't be younger than me. I'm already too young for my own comfort. And I'm probably younger than you, so need to treat me like I'm your superior or anything. Really? Okay, it's nice to meet you, Leon. Likewise. He must really love his job if he's already in costume. Next to him was a boy who performed yesterday's scowling in a most displeased manner. Okay, Zafora.
グリエだ。
Name's Crier. We're gonna go with Crier. And that was it for his introduction. I get the feeling he doesn't like me.
業務について不明な点があれば、私かヒューゴに聞いてくれ。
Seek out either me or Hugo should you have any questions pertaining to your duties. I will.
もう間もなく開演の時刻だ。各市、準備を再開してくれ。
We'll be opening shortly. All present resume preparations.
はい。
On it! They're so cute. Look how cute they are. They promptly vacated the tent. Sergei returned to his desk and set about working on some documents. What now? As my eyes wandered for something to do, they met with Monsieur Hugo's. He smiled back
タイ
cheerfully.
ミングがなくて言えていなかったけれど、
I missed my opportunity to say this, but allow me to
その
anyways.
制服とてもよく似合っている。
You look lovely in that
髪型も可愛いね。
uniform. Your hair suits it perfectly. It's like it was made for me. Thank you. Clara helped me tie it up.
清潔感があってスタッフにふさわしいね。そんな素敵な君に早速仕事をお願いしてもいいかな。
You certainly look the part of a park employee. I think you're ready to work, don't you? I do.
みんなの仕事ぶりを見学してきてもらいたい。見て回るうち
I'm
に
to
この遊園地にもなれるだろう。
continue to have just the sniffles, I think. I'd like you to explore the park and see how everyone does their job. That should help you get used to things.
興味のある仕事場から優先してもらって構わないよ。モチベーションは何よりも大切だからね。
Start your search wherever interest guides you. You wouldn't want your first day to bore you. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Technically, the first day is a training day. They don't expect you just to know how to do things, usually. I'll do that and try and stay out of people's hair.
よろしくね。じゃあ俺も出てくるよ。正門でお客さんを出迎えないといけないから。
That's your task for the day. Now I ought to head out and greet our guests at the gate.
また後で会おう。まずはレイブを楽しんで。
I'm so confused. Okay. Something said on my desk, sorry. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, enjoy what the Reve has to offer. That's how easily distracted I am. I'm like, what is that? Once your Hugo exited the tent, leaving only me and Sergey. Okay, where to go? Ooh. I will say it's a little disappointing this isn't just like right to save, but... Yeah. Already here. I decided to stay behind and see how Sergey did his job. He tapped away at a typewriter in utter silence. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if you had my childhood. I'm in my 30s. We've established this. But when I was a kid, computers weren't the biggest deal. They existed. And my mom had a typewriter and I used to borrow it because I love typewriters and I just like the sound of typewriters, which is why I have the clickiest keyboard there is. In fact, let me remind you how clicky this is. That's my keyboard and I wanted it because it sounds like it sounds like a typewriter keyboard. But my sister, I can't remember when or how it happened. She went to a like estate sale without me, which is crazy because I'm the one that goes. It wasn't an estate sale, it was a yard sale. I'm the one who likes going to yard sales. And she bought a gorgeous typewriter, and it's currently in our living room, and I don't know what to do with it yet, but it came in a case. And the sweet man, this is why I said maybe it was an estate sale, who sold it to her said this belonged to my wife. And like, she had it since she was like an age. And I'm just like, dude, I love this thing. It's so cute. And I don't know if I actually want to type on it or not. Because I have a computer. Plus, what could I type that'd be interesting? He typed away his typewriter in utter silence. There wasn't very much to observe from what I could see. I'll scooch in closer. Sergei suddenly whipped around, his sharp eyes bored into me. May I ask what you were doing? Watching how you do your work. I see. Hugo did instruct you to do as much. He let out a small sigh. So what exactly does it entail? Filling out purchase orders. He returned to typing without another word. I had this sneaking suspicion that he wasn't particularly interested in elaborating. I suppose I'll leave him alone and watch quietly. Are you done yet? Should I just get like the sound of a keyboard typing like that? That was pretty enjoyable. Sorry? It's barely been 2 minutes. Forgive me, I can't take much more of this. If you would kindly take your tour elsewhere. But please leave. I departed from the tent at Sergei's fermented behest. Where to next? I had been all over, but there were still so many places to see. Your tour going well, I hope? I turned to see Monsieur Hugo. Monsieur, hello. I think I've seen about half of the park now. In that case, how about a break? It's about lunchtime. Is it really? All of a sudden, I felt very hungry. Actually, that's a good point. Do we have a bar yet? I doubt it. Actually, no, there's a status. Okay. Oh, hang on, you can't see it. He's like grayed out, so does that mean he's not an option yet? We've got 6 boys. He likes me like that much. Does it go all the way around? That's interesting. Where does everyone normally eat? Typically an employee's only dining room. A childish smirk spread across his face. Why don't we try one of the stalls today? Our automatons deserve your attention as well. Are you sure employees should be eating from them, though? Today can be an exception. You better hurry along before my mind changes. I suppose I will. He handed me a meal ticket. I took it over to the stalls. I can't imagine being trapped here and being told you can't eat here. I doubt that'd be fun. Oh, that smells wonderful. The warm aroma of cinnamon wafted off freshly fried churros made it impossible not to grin. I sat down on the edge of the fountain and took a satisfying crispy bite. The attraction, the performances, and even the food. I've never been to a more perfect amusement park. I was on the job, of course, but I was genuinely having the time of my life too. Everyone gets on with their lives just like the rest of us, and yet they're all trapped. It's so easy to forget this place feels like a dream. Clouds began to gather that afternoon. The rain came as soon after. Threads like silk poured from the sky without warning. A stir went through the park as people ran for cover from the downpour. I hope it stops soon. This is beautiful. I wasn't the only anxious one. When am I gonna get on the teacups?
雨が止まなかったらもう帰るの？せっかく遊園地に来たのにつまんない。
Are we leaving if it doesn't stop? I don't want to go home yet. The children were beginning to get restless. I'd feel so awful for the guests if this goes on all
君
day.
も雨は退屈かい？
The rain has you feeling down? No, I'm just worried about the guests.
それなら心配は無用だよ。
Be at
彼に
ease.
任せておけばいい。
They're in good hands. Who's mine? I see. Sergey! Monsieur Hugo directed me to Sergey with his
遠
gaze.
くの空は晴れている。
The clouds part ahead. I followed his eyes skyward. He was right. The sky was only partially covered, and it seemed clear a little further off.
通り雨が去るまで私が対応しよ
I'll take over until the showers passes.
よろしく。期待しているよ。
Please do. I'm counting on you.
う。ああ、分かっている。
I am aware. This artist is like, I like backs. And she has no regrets. It made sense with the kimonos. Like, I thought it was like a direct request in Winter's Wish that they wanted like back shots of the kimonos. This is fine. I just Sergey slowly and deliberately made his way across the pavilion. In the back was a piano. I assumed it was for decoration, but evidently not. After some short preparation, Sergey took a seat and placed his hands on the keys. There was a moment of stillness. Wow. A gentle melody began to flow from Sergey's fingers. The rain all but vanished thanks to his dulcet tones. Even the children were entranced. They couldn't help but listen. Just like that, the restlessness dissipated. It's beautiful. He plays so gently. I can't believe this is the same Sergey I met this
セルジ
morning.
の担当は経理だけれど、雨の日だけはこうしてパフォーマンスをするんだ。
Sergey primarily manages our finances, but he also performs for us on rainy days like
素
this.
敵な演奏だろ？雨は退屈じゃないと思わせてくれる。
Exquisite, isn't it? Makes you forget all about the rain. You're right. The weather's the last thing on my mind right now. I almost wish it would last longer. Sergey played several pieces until the rain had well and truly passed. Each and every tune carried the same gentleness and the same tranquility. It was, in a word, beautiful.
皆さん、ご清聴ありがとうございました。
Thank you for your attention. He bowed as the guests showered him in applause. The sky was clear and a perfect rainbow stretched across it.
素敵な演奏をありがとう、セルジュ。
A lovely recital, Sergey. Thank you. The director offered his gratitude at once. I should say something too. Well done. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, Sergey. He seemed to struggle with speech for a moment. Oh, he liked that just a little bit.
そうか。
I see. There's also a chance. So I like when they do this in some of the games where you can make a choice and it looks like it's the right choice, but there's like a better answer sometimes. And so like, even though he might like them both, he might have liked one more than the other. Not only glasses, but he can play piano and he's good with numbers. Who is this guy? Me, except for the fact that I can't play pianos. He averted his eyes, but I didn't sense any bitterness in his response. So you play every time it rains?
来園者を退屈させるわけにはいかないからな。通り雨で帰られて、売り上げが落ちては困る。
If you are trapped here, why does profit matter? Please explain. I just need some clarification. Like if... I don't know. We can't have bored visitors. People would leave and that would damage profit. His words betrayed just a little of the kindness I'd felt earlier. I'm sure profits are important for finances, but I get the feeling he likes to make people smile too. You were very good. Everyone was stunned silent.
昔に比べて腕は落ちたかな。
I was better in the past. Is that before you became trapped here? He looked down at his right hand. I assume like that. Do you break a finger? Break a nail? It really was a beautiful performance, and that must mean Sergei is a beautiful person. Bet. I'd like to think so, at least. He had been somewhat standoffish at first, but now I realized he was only like that on the surface. His recital had changed my entire impression of him. Like, these two things must be true. I'll be here again tomorrow. Have a good night.
お疲れ様。気をつけて帰ってね。
Likewise, be careful on your way home. I will. I ducked out of the administrative tent. The sun had set long ago and the stars were twinkling. I made it through my first day. I'd taken a look at everyone's job, and my magic practice at closing had gone well too. I got a long ways to go, but I think I can say I'm proud of today, and I will be tomorrow too. I muttered to no one in particular. Contrasted against the stillness of the park, my self-encouragement sounded almost enthusiastic. Then I heard footsteps. It's Lion! I glanced around until I found someone loitering in the distance. Who is that? I didn't recognize him. He looked about my age, maybe younger. He must be an employee I haven't met if he's here after hours. That looks like Reve's uniform too. Before I could say anything though, the boy walked away. Oh right, I better get home. I exited through the gate and returned to the familiar roads. I really do wish. So like, hang on. Cause I know who that is, right? I've seen a photo of him outside of his outfit. I wish that he didn't look so much like the one over there. I wish that he had a different hair color or something. We don't need two blondes. I know one's more of a dirty blonde and the other one's more of a blonde. But like there's no one here with like black hair. We've got super cute mint hair color, which by the way that's my favorite color, so or one of my favorite colors. And we have purple. I don't know. I feel like he could have had a different hair color. I don't know. That's my only complaint. That's really my only complaint about it. I like variety. We also don't have anyone with like really long hair either, which is also a missed opportunity as someone who really likes people with long hair. Yes, his hair's in a ponytail-ish, bun-ish look thing. Like you can't really tell how long it is, but it doesn't look like it's that long even if it is down. I exited through the gate and returned to the familiar roads. Somehow, though, after a long day of work, they felt almost untroben. I like their translator. They use big words and they make me feel bad. Chapter 2! That was a short chapter, actually. It was the morning of my second day, which honestly, maybe I could go back and redo that one choice. If we get through this really fast and we're at the end of chapter 3, and it's not like 4 o'clock, that's 2 hours from now, I'll go back and do a couple of those other choices to see if we can get other CGs from that. It was the morning of my second day working at Reve. After my early magic practice, I found Crier already in the administrative tent. He was in the middle of polishing some of his juggling equipment. Good morning, Crier.
おう
Morning. He responded without so much as a glance in my direction. There's definitely a wall between us. I retreated to the corner where I waited. Hiccups out the awkward
おは
silence.
よ
Morning! Clara's voice brightened the mood at once. Morning, Clara!
う。今日も顔が見られてよかった。初日で嫌になってもう来ないんじゃないかって心配してたのよ。
Why would I have soured? Glad to see you back again. I was worried you'd soured on the whole idea after the first day. Not at all. Thank you for your concern, though.
何か困ったことがあれば言ってね。私たち一緒に働く仲間なんだから。
What are work friends for? Just let me know if you need anything. Her smile wiped away any remaining anxiety I had. Come to think of it, a question sprung to my mind. Hey, last night. Not that it's a big deal or anything, but I saw a boy about my age after closing last night. He seemed nice, but I didn't recognize him. He had a uniform. I was wondering if there was anyone else I haven't met yet.
優しそうな男の子
Oh boy, you said he seemed nice? Clara put her finger to her chin and tilted her head.
一体誰かしらねえクリエ心当たりある
Kire. That's a head scratcher. Can you think of anyone, Crier?
さあな。でも会ってないのってあいつだけだろ。
Nope, only one guy she hasn't met
そ
yet.
うだけど優しそうな男の子じゃないわよね
Right, but he doesn't exactly scream nice guy to me.
冷血メガネのセルジュさんよりマシだけどな。
And icy old boar eyes does? Clara turned back to me.
整備士のルシオールかもしれないけどあなたの話と合わないのよ他にスタッフはいないはずだし
I know. I know who it was. But like, you know you haven't seen him without his hat on. So like, wouldn't you kind of go like, oh, I wonder what he looks like? It could have been Luciole. Oh gosh, hang on. Let me get Google's help on this one.
Luciole.
Luciole. Let me try Crier.
Crier.
Oh, it's Crier. I'm saying it right.
Luciole.
Luciole. I did it. I just call him Lucy. Aw, Lucy. Short for Lucifer. It could have been... Alright, Luciole, our mechanic. I seriously doubt it, but he's the only other person on our
後で
staff.
ヒューゴさんに聞いてみるわ
We'll talk to the director about it. Thanks. If only you described him a little bit. He was wearing yellow. He had blonde hair. No? Okay. Oh, if even Clara doesn't know, who could it possibly have been? Just then, Sergei ducked into the tent.
クリエはいるか
Is Kadair here?
ああ、
Right
ここに
here.
いるよ。
Need something?
買い出しに行ってもらえるかオートマタの修理をするのに部品が足りないとヒューゴに頼まれた
I have some errands I'd like you to run. Hugo says we're low on parts for maintaining the automatrons.
休園日でいいだろう。午前のパフォーマンスだってあるんだし。
Can't we do that on a day off? I've got a show this morning.
いや急ぎで頼みたい今日中に修理して明日には稼働させたいんだ
I'm afraid it's urgent. We'd like to have everything in working order by tomorrow.
いやでも新作の披露が
Come on. I had a whole new stick plan.
悪いが選択肢はない
We're
外に
limited
出
on
られるのは
options.
クリエ
You're the only one who can lead the part, Crier. Oh. Huh? I doubted my ears for a second. I thought everyone was trapped here. Is Crier the exception?
仕方ねえな。
Fine.
部品のリストと代金はここに
Here's the list of necessary funds.
お、結構多いな。まあこの数なら1往復でなんとか。
It'll be like that's a lot. It'll be hard, but maybe I can manage in one
ついで
trip.
に紙とインクも頼む
I'd like to ask for paper and ink while you're out. Crier grimaced
出
dramatically.
たなついで。この部品の数でついでなんてねえよ。
I knew that was coming. What, the list wasn't long enough already?
持ちきれると思ったが
I thought you had a handle. I thought you could handle it. Sergei had looked Crier up and down, mostly down.
おいこら、人を見下ろすな。ついでにチビだから持ちきれないとか見下してるんだろ。
You feel proud of yourself up there, huh? I bet you just love making the local pipsqueak feel small, don't you?
いや冷静に分析していたところだ
I was simply re-examining the situation.
分析ね。で、
Oh,
その
yeah?
結果どうなんだよ。
And what's the verdict? Sergei looked my way. Me?
あなたにクリエの手伝いを頼みたい
Could I ask you to join him? Of course. My voice shot out an octave out of surprise.
はなんだよ、手伝いって。俺一人で十分だろ。
Her? What makes you think I need help? I can handle
一
myself.
人で持ちきれないというのなら二人で行くべきだろう違うか
If the length of the list is a concern for you, an additional pair of hands should be welcome.
それは違わねえけど、でもその子守なんかしたくねえっていうか。
Sure, but I'm no babysitter. First off, I'm not asking you to babysat me. I felt a prick in my chest. I couldn't use magic, and I'd only just begun working here at Reve. His appraisal of me wasn't as wrong as I would have liked it to been. Still, it hurt to hear.
ちょっとクリエ、なんてこと言うのよ。
Crier, give it a rest.
お前には関係ないだろ。
What's your problem?
あるわよ。
Don't give me that.
それに彼女は
Is
子
this your
供じゃない
sister?
わ。
Look at they have
私
this.
たちと同じ17歳で大人なんだ
They
か
have
ら。
the same eyes, similar hair color, right? Right? They could be related. So that would mean he decided to come here so he could stay with his sister who's trapped here. And she's been 17 for who knows how long. She isn't a child, she's 17. That makes her as much as an adult as you or me. Because we're
どうかな。
twins, right? Because we're
彼女は幼児
twins.
ではない
We're
子
twins.
守という言葉は当てはまらないだろ
I'm inclined to agree. It would be disingenuous to imply she requires any amount of special attention.
そういう意味じゃねえ。役立たずの新人連れてっても邪魔だって話だよ。
Stop taking this so seriously. I'm just saying that some newbie's only gonna be dead weight to me. Dead weight. Man, she's taking this really hard. I'm just picturing the most dramatic, like, K-drama scene. And it's like dead weight and like echoes. And it's like, oh. You're more aggressive today. Because I haven't had a chance to play a game in a while, honestly. I have too much energy now. I'm also trying to figure out all the secrets. I was well aware of how little I added to the team, but to hear it put so plainly was painful. Babysitting. Dead weight. His harsh words weighed heavily on me to the point I could scarcely even hold my head up to look at the others in the eye.
クリエの言うことなんて気にしちゃダメよ。
Don't listen to him, okay? My brother is an idiot, right? Say it. Say it, Clara. Crier, Clara, same amount of letters, right? Yeah, 5. But it's the truth. And then she runs away crying. My chest swelled and with suffocating self-pity. If I weren't such a failure of a witch, maybe I'd be worth something. Alas, silence lingered in the room. Crier was the one to finally break it. He's like, "Fuck,
なあ、もう
just come."
分かったよ。
Oh, for the love of fine, whatever.
ほら行くぞ新人。仕方ねえから手伝わせてやる。
He looks a little happy at this angle, does not match his tone. Sad Bannon. What? Sad bananas? Gotta move on, newbie. You wanna help me so bad? Then let's go. Just patted me on the back, my head shut up. You're sure? Look how sad she is.
しけた面されてるとやる気がうせる。こき使ってやるから
This
覚
is
悟
the
しとけ。
first game also in a while that we've had like the MC pop up on the side, so credit to that. It beats watching you feel sorry for yourself. Just remember, you wanted this when I worked you to the bone. Of course.
最初からそうすればいいのに。
You make things so difficult.
全くだな
Agreed.
うるせえ。
Urusai. No one asked you. That's shut up, actually. I saw the faintest hint of color in Crier's cheek as he passed me by. Was he blushing?
クリエ、ここにいたのか。
There you are, Crier. Just as we were about to leave, is it cry? Is it kure? Maybe it was just giving me the literal.
Crier.
Kire.
Crier. Crier.
Kriye. Ah, man. Krire. Kriye. Even with the help, I'm not getting it. I'm like, he's Crier. He was just Crier. Just as we were about to leave, though, Monsieur Hugo appeared.
オートマタの部品のことならも
Got the list already. I was just leaving.
ついでにブランデーを買ってきてもらえるかな。いつものチーズも頼むよ。
I was going to ask you to get brandy while you're out, and the cheese I like. Nothing says that this guy should be hitting on a 17-year-old, like saying, I need some brandy, please.
うまたついでか。
Right, sure. I'm not already busy or anything.
それと新しいチラシが届いたから配ってきてもらいたい。
Also, we received our new flyers. If you could hand these out too.
たく人使いが荒いな。
You are a slave driver.
頼りきりでごめんね。おかげで助かっているよ。
Apologies, but I greatly appreciate the help. Crier took the bundle. I did it! Of flyers from the director, then made another attempt to leave.
じゃあ行って。
That's all, then
ク
we're...
リエさん
Kure? Leon, donned in his signature bunny costume, appeared
本屋
next.
さんで絵本を買ってきてほしいんだ。買い出しのついでにお願いできるかな。
I wanted this bunny to be my favorite character for obvious reasons. Name, bar, and all that jazz. I don't think it can be. What? Will you buy me a new picture book while you're out and all? I mean, please. A heavy sigh left his lips. I can probably tell what he's
あれ
thinking.
僕変なこと言ったかな。
Is something wrong? Crede remained silent, so I spoke up for him. No, it's not you, Leon. What sort of book are you looking
僕
for?
まだ読んでいない絵本が読みたくて、この町にしかない絵本があれば欲しいな。
I don't know you well enough to know anything you haven't read. Something unique to the town would be nice. Ooh, actually, that just reminds me. I know I just called him a child, but there is a book I have over here that I bought from Goodwill that's called The Dragon of Fortune. And the reason I got it is because it's huge. But every single page is color. Does that make sense? It's too far away to... My arms can't reach that far. But like you would think it'd be a normal... No, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. But it's cool. It wants you to draw in it. I'm never going to draw in that book. Anything I haven't read already, something unique to the town would be nice. Got it, I'll keep an eye out.
ありがとう。
Thanks! He bowed politely, waved goodbye, then exited the tent. Claire and Monsieur Hugo followed.
俺たちも行くか。
That's our cue. Right. Right. Anyone else need to show up and ask or something?
買い出しは俺の仕事とはいえ、ついでで散々パシられんのは納得いかねえよ。
He's wearing normal clothes. I get it, you know. Errands are my job, but do they have to treat me like a gopher? Crier started complaining as soon as we were out on our way. I can't blame him for feeling that way after what I saw. Is this typically how these jobs go for
まあ
you?
な。
For the most part.
でも、セルジュさんより背が高かったら、ちゃんと言い返せると思うんだよ。
If I had a few inches on me like Sergey, they'd think twice about, though. Is height relevant to the problem?
決まってんだろ。あの冷血メガネ。いつも俺を見下ろしやがって。
Of course it is. You saw the way Boar Eyes was patronizing me. He continued to fume, but that seemed to have been the last of his grievances. Oh, I should ask him that question I had. It was possible it was my only chance. How can you leave the park, Rier? I thought everyone at Reve was trapped.
俺は例外なんだよ。
Everyone but me. Really? I waited for a response, but it never came. If you're free, then why are you with the Reve?
さあな。
Good question. He left no room for further prying. Because his sister is there. Because his twin sister with the same eyes as him is there. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You soon reach the town. A number of shops line Blanchbourg's busiest street.
まずはオートマタの部品からだな。売ってそうな店は。
We should get these automaton parts taken care of first. Where to look? I think the general goods stores up ahead sells them. I pointed away down the street.
そっか。お前はここに住んでるんだったな。その調子で俺の足を引っ張
You
るな
live
よ。
here. Keep that up. You actually might be a little helpful. I'll certainly try. We quickly gathered everything we needed from the general store. Crier surveyed the rest of the
部
shop.
品以外もあれば買いたいな。
Best to get as much as we can in one place. I think I saw paper and ink.
じゃあ紙とインクと封筒を買っていくか。
Then let's grab that and some envelopes. Did they ask for Kyure cut me off with an
用
explanation?
紙が足りなくなってる時は封筒もないことが多いからな。一緒に買っておいた方がいいんだよ。
If you're low on paper, it probably means you're low on envelopes. I mean, if you send snail mail. Which they do, I'm assuming. Might as well restock them both. That makes sense. He seemed awfully considerate for someone who was crumbling just moments ago.
買ってくるからここで待ってろ。
Let me hear why I pay for everything. You know what they need? A wagon. I found myself admiring his initiative as we made his way to the counter. After finishing the director and Leon's request, our luggage had expanded exponentially. And after all that walking too, it's hard to believe Kyrier usually does this all by himself.
思ったより早く終わったな。
We're wrapping up faster than I thought we
おい
would.
新人、この辺りにあるっていうパティスリーを知ってるか？うまいアップルタルトを出すって評判らしいんだ。
Hey, newbie, I heard there's a patisserie here that serves a mean tarte en pommes. You know anywhere like that? Oh, do you mean Pomme Monnier? It's fairly well known. I've only been there once myself.
そこだ。ポム・ボヌール。
That's it.
案内してくれ。
Pomme Monnier, lead the way. Can do.
すっげえいい匂い。
They have like this fantastical thing, and this looks very modern inside. Oh man, you smell that? The sweet aroma of fresh tart hit me the moment we opened the door. Kire was practically glowing. This was the best mood I'd ever seen him in. So he likes sweets. That's a surprise. Imagine, somebody likes sweet. What a quirk.
この店のこと、レーブのお客さんに聞いてさ、
That's my
ず
big
っと
wish.
来たいと思ってたんだ。
Some guests at the Reveille told me about this place, and I've been dying to go ever
期待
since.
通り、いや、期待以上って感じだな。まだ食べてねえけど。
Already better than I thought. Imagine actually getting to dig into something.
一つだけって決めてたけど、二つにするかな。本当はホールで食いたいけどな。
I told myself I'd only get one slice, but maybe I'll get two. I could buy a dozen. Has he always been this talkative?
よし、決めた。三つだ。お前はどうする？
Screw it, I'll take three. What about you? I can get something too?
ここに来て食べないとかありえないだろう。ほら、どうする？さっさと決めろよ。
You're not here just to look, are you? Come on, don't got all day. I'll take two then. Crier waved over an employee.
すみません。アップルタルトを5つお願いします。
Excuse me, 5 tart à pommes. Shortly after, our table was filled with apple tarts. Moist slices of the fruit rested on top of a toasty brown filling which had been baked to perfection. Oh, he's cute. Okay.
おお、
Oh man. Kade cut a generously sized mouthful and took a bite. I followed suit with similar enthusiasm. We both swallowed and shared a glance. You're kidding.
うまっ
It's delicious. The fragrance complemented the sweetness of the adorning apples. Dude, I want pie. I just want pie now. Beyond that, the filling itself gave rise to a more sophisticated and complex flavor
この
profile.
クレームダマンド最高だな
This creme d'amando is to die for, and the raisins
わか
too.
るいい仕事してるよな
Right? These guys know their stuff.
パイのサクサク感も最高だしなんつうかこれは
This crust is spot on too, man. It's
本
just,
当の本当に
it's perfect.
最高だ
It's just perfect. A pure, genuine smile spread across his face. I'd never seen anything like it. So that's why he smiles, looks like that. I was so used to seeing him frown. His cheerful mood was almost contagious.
何笑ってんだよ
What are you laughing at? You're just such a cute, you have such a cute smile. Crier's cheeks quickly turned a deep shade of red.
違うんだこれはただ
I'm
ア
not,
ップルタルトが
this isn't about me. It's about the tart. It's good, isn't it?
あいや
Look. He stuttered and floundered for a while, but it quickly turned to ire.
お前新人のくせに先輩をからかうなこの店を知ってたからって調子に乗るなよ
Where'd you get off pushing my buttons, huh, newbie? Sure, you have a nice bakery. Don't let it get to your head.
なんだよいい笑顔って
Who cares about my smile?
何やってんだよ俺は
What am I even doing? He incredulously turned anger, faded with a sigh. He proceeded to eat in silence. The quietness stung all the more in the absence of our once good mood. I thought we were finally getting closer. I got to find something to talk about before we go right back to how we were. Okay. I know a place that serves good macarons too.
ああマカロンかあれもうまいよな
Well, yeah, macarons are pretty good too. I can take you there sometime if you'd like. They really are delicious.
お前アップルタルトよりマカロンの方が好きみたいだな
I'm getting the feeling macarons are more your speed than tarts. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
別に責めてるわけじゃねえよ
He doesn't seem to like that answer. Nope, he didn't. He didn't. He doesn't even like me a little bit still. Relax. I'm not calling you out. I like macarons too. Oh.
今度その店教えてくれよアップルタルト以外は詳しくないんだ
You should introduce me sometime. I could stand to expand my horizons past tart axe prame. His expression softened just a little.
ずっと気になってたんだけどさ
Something's been bugging me. Crier quickly changed the subject.
お前の喋り方どうにかなんねえのか
You've really got to loosen
ま
up
ど
a
ろっこしい
little.
んだよ
You're making the
敬語って
atmosphere all stuffy. You're mean. Okay, let's load that up again. Yeah, load that file. Do it. I haven't had these tarts in a long time. A good friend of mine took me here a few years ago. It's even better than I remember, honestly.
パティシエは毎日腕を磨いてるんだ前より上手くて当然だろ
Ah, so was he a pastry chef? Is that it? Pastiers don't stop practicing. Of course, it tastes better. Oh, right.
お前な
Okay. He still seemed a little wary with me, but at least he was a bit more relaxed.
ずっと気になってたんだけどさ
Did he like that choice better? I can't tell. His affection didn't rise on either one of those. Then should I go back to the other? He said more on the other option. I'm making this up as I go. Is it finally okay for me to turn this on? I can't tell. My lighting has been all over the place. I'm still so bright. It's when I start to look a little orange, I get a little worried.
ああ、
Not
マカ
auto,
ロンか。
not auto, not auto. Turn off
Auto.
auto. Okay, I have to figure out what the buttons are still. Oh goodness. I was gonna see if I can do, you know, that button you press when you want things to keep going. Auto mode, not what I meant to do. Skip text when held. Okay. Activate skip mode. Right. Okay. Right. 1R.
お前の喋り方、どうにかなんねえのか。まどろっこしいんだよ。敬語って。
I'm sorry, I just
先輩に反論する気か？
arguing with your superior already. No, sorry.
だから敬語やめろって。
Then relax, would you? Sorry.
あと俺のことはクリエって呼べ。同い年だってクララも言ってたしな。
Stop apologizing already. Clara said we're the same age, so don't sweat it. Okay, thanks.
そうだ、それでいい。敬語は聞いてて疲れるんだよ。
That's more like it. All the tiptoeing drives me crazy. This does mean we're closer, doesn't it? Or am I just wearing him out? I took the last bite of my dessert. We started on our way back to the Reveille that evening. Crier carried the newest addition to our load of small box. He ordered a piece to take back with us. Is that for someone else?
ああ、
Yep, Clara. You left it at that. Would he be offended if I asked who? Ultimately, I decided not to press him on it. I like when it zoomed in a little bit like, I didn't want to squander the progress we'd made. Well, unless I just imagined all of it. Regardless, I felt like I understood him a little better. He was a good person who liked sweets. That's all you know. He's still mostly a mystery, but I'll consider this a success. I walked next to him, distinctly aware of the invisible wall separating us. Okay, it's got a little, it's a easy. It was my third day at the Reveille. I was setting about my duties just before opening time. I made that little cage picture up there. Time to make some progress. Okay. Would you like to skip? No. Evele.
対価分は結果を残してもらわないとな。頑張れ。悪くない。
I wish I could understand this just a wee bit better. Like
順
maybe
調じゃないか。
instead of sparkle sprinkles, I was like a arrow. A.
あなたの努
Is
力が
that
報
good?
われたんだ。もっと堂々としていい。
Is there an A plus? Could I be better? Sparkle. Yeah. Just. I wonder if I'm getting any better. I was doing exactly as I've been told, but it was hard to tell if I was really improving. Then again, that too could be the fault of my own
魔
inexperience.
法の訓練中？
Still practicing? Leon. I turned around and met eyes with the yellow bunny, Leon. Just finished
毎
actually.
日朝早くから大変だね。僕たちのためにありがとう。
It must be really hard having to work this early every morning. We really appreciate it. I'm only following through on what I promised. Also, you're working just as hard as me.
僕も？
Me? What do you mean? His ears dangled as he tilted his head. I've always admired your work ethics. You're in costume and the park isn't even open yet.
そうなのかな。
Work ethic? He didn't seem to understand. Perhaps he simply became that accustomed to his own dedication. Were you inspecting the park or just going for a walk?
ああ、そうだった。僕、 話があってきたんだ。
Is he trapped in the bunny suit? Is this Shrek? Wait. Is he only a real boy at night? Tell me now. Okay. I had something to
あの
say.
絵本、君が選んでくれたんだよね。
You're the one who picked out the picture book, right? Picture book? I searched my memory. I soon recalled the book I bought at the request during our outing in with Greer. You said you wanted something new and unique, so I assumed a local author would be a safe bet.
うん、全然知らない絵本だった
It was brand new to
絵がす
me.
ごく綺麗だよね。表紙のユニコーンに見とれちゃったよ。
Pictures were so pretty, especially the unicorn on the cover. I remember feeling the same. The story is lovely too. Oh, but I apologize if it wasn't the sort of thing you like.
うん、お話もとっても面白かったよ。
I loved it. I couldn't put it down last
何
night.
回も読み返しちゃった。
Really?
本当だよ。
Really? I couldn't see his face, yet I had a feeling he must have been
僕の
smiling.
ために絵本を選んでくれてありがとう。とっても嬉しかったよ。
Thank you for picking it up for me. I loved it. I'm happy you liked it. Thank you for saying so, Leon.
僕が感謝しているのに。
I thanked you first. I couldn't help myself. I giggled along with him. Something about the gentleness of his voice soothed the soul. It's strange how much I feel I can trust him without having seen his face. You have seen his face. Any anxiety I had regarding my magic had been swiftly dispelled. It's a bunny! Wait, Mr. Bunny! Children swarmed toward Leon shortly after the park had
う
opened.
わあみんな元気いっぱいだね。今日はいっぱい楽しんでいってね。
Wow, everyone's so lively today. Use your energy to have a good time, okay? Okay. Hi! Okay, Mr. Bunny. The parks only just opened too. Costume mascots were an interesting sight regardless of who was behind the mask, but I had a feeling it only helped in Leon's case.
着ぐるみに夢中になってるとか。お前は子供か。
Spacing out over a dude in a costume. You sure you ain't a kid? Creator was setting up for a show nearby. It's not the costume so much as it's Leon himself.
ああ、確かに不思議なやつだよな。
Yeah, he's a
四
mystery.
六時中あの格好だし。
Never takes that thing off. Never. He shook his head placidly. Maybe work ethic really hasn't been the right way to put it.
俺、あいつの顔見たことないんだよ。多分他の奴らも同じじゃねえかな。
I've never seen his face ever. Figure no one else has either. Was there some reason he doesn't want to be seen, or was he simply attached to the costume? Now I'm even more curious about him.
で、お前はいつまで油売ってんのか。
So you gonna do any work, or... Oh, I'm so sorry. I left the fountain and hurriedly resumed cleaning Monsieur Hugo had asked me to do. My bad. It's late now. I finished up my evening magic practice and popped into the tent to say goodbye.
ああ、頼んでいた仕事は終わったのかい？
There you are, finished with your work. I was just about to leave.
帰りを遅らせることはできるかな？
Could I delay you for
実は
dinner? Dinner? With you? I blinked in
前に
surprise.
少し話したと思うけれど、内部にはスタッフ用の食堂があってね。いつも仕事を頑張っている君をぜひ招待したいんだ。
I mentioned in passing that our staff eat at a special dining room. I wanted to show you my appreciation for all that you've done inviting you to join us. I'm flattered, thank you, but I've only been here 3 days. Surely he was exaggerating my
まあ、
contribution.
それはそうなんだけれど、スタッフから君の評価が高いのも事実だ。
If you want to split hairs, I suppose so, but everyone speaks highly of you.
特にリオンは君のことを褒めていたよ。
And
夕
especially
食に招
Leon.
待しようと提案
It
し
was
たのも
his
彼
idea
な
to
んだ。
invite you, in fact. It was.
普段の仕事ぶりはもちろん、絵本を買ってきてくれたことが嬉しかったようだ。
He was absolutely thrilled by the picture book that you got him, to say nothing of your dedication to the job, of
レイブに
course.
囚われている俺たちにとって、買い出しで得られる娯楽は本当に貴重だからね。
Our situation makes outside luxuries a rare indulgence, you see. In that case, I'm glad I put so much thought into the book. It overjoyed me to hear not only Leon's appreciation, but Monsieur's Hugo's as well. People still appreciate me even as I am now.
結論は出たかな？
Do you have your answer? I accept your invitation.
それはよかった。
Excellent.
じゃあ食堂へ案内しよ
Follow me and I'll
ついて
show
おいで。
you the way. It just looks like a baby's room. It's so cute. Upon setting foot in the dining tent, I was greeted by the same pastel color scheme as the rest of the park. The staff awaited me there like a crowd anticipating a show.
あ、来てくれたんだね。
You came. Thank you for
そ
inviting
ん
me.
な、僕は提案しただけだから。あ、
It's nothing.
席はね。
I just suggested it. You can sit
私の隣が空いてるわ。
right here. I got an empty seat next to me. I took Clara's offer. Ominous. Friar and Sergei sat in front of me while Leon was to my right. Still in costume even for dinner. How does he eat in that? Perhaps they had costume accessible options available. I could only guess though because the table was decidedly empty.
さあ、食事にしよ
Shall we dig in? Monsieur Hugo took his seat. In fact, everyone had taken their seats. There was no one to cook. No people, anyway. Monsieur Hugo pulled a small bell from his coat and rang it. Cupboards suddenly flew open and dishes topped with cloches flew through the air, setting the table all on their own. Sergei removed the top of one, revealing a full plate of tureen. How was this? My jaw dropped to the floor. More dishes landed, including a salad and several plates for everyone.
まだこれからだよ。
Wait until you see the rest. As if on cue, a lid lifted itself from one of the pots on the stove and ladles began scooping soup into bowls. Everything moved with an almost musical rhythm. Speechless, shock transformed into joy. Next came baguettes flying from the oven. Knives followed suit, slicing the bread, and plates joined to serve them. That could be a horror movie. The dash of salt and olive oil felt like a bit of a theatrical flourish at this point. We're living Beauty and the Beast right now. Finally, the steak, at last dinner, was served. I remembered a scene like this in Genso Manege. Okay, I can Google that. Hang on. Oh, no, it's literally talking about this. Oh, it's all in French. I've done something and I'm getting it in French. How interesting. This is the French name of this game. I can't believe I really just saw it happen before my eyes.
デーブの食堂はどうかな？
Any thoughts? That was amazing and it happened like magic.
まさにその通り。レイブの食事はすべて魔法で生み出しているんだ。
Precisely. The Reve's meal are all works of magic. Is that true?
少し考えりゃわかるだろう。皿が空飛ぶと思うか？
Do plates normally fly where you're from? Use your head.
ああ、知らなかったのか。では、屋台の食べ物のことも。
You're not aware, not even of the food served at the stalls? That's magic too? Sergei blinked at my sudden outburst before nodding slowly. It hit me like I hadn't seen anyone making deliveries or ingredients here. We hadn't stopped to buy any when we were shopping with Gruyere either. I had no idea. If it hadn't been obvious before it was now, this really was a magical amusement park.
話は終わったか？じゃあ食べ始めようぜ。せっかくの料理が冷めちまう。
Are we done talking? I'd like to eat before the food goes cold. Oh, I'm sorry.
彼女は初めてなんだから少しくらいいいじゃない。
Give her a break. It's her first time.
よくねえから言ってるんだよ。
Not if it's gonna make my steak lukewarm.
温かいうちに食べてほしいってことだよね。
He means you'll like it more while it's hot.
そういう意味じゃねえ。
I didn't say that.
じゃあ クリエの気遣いを無駄にしないようにいただく
I'll
としよう。
say, we take
Sa,
Crier's consideration to
meshagare.
heart. Let's eat. Forks and knives began clinking. I put some salad and terrain on my plate and tried a bite. It's good. Everything was lovely, from the texture and taste of the terrine to the freshness of the vegetables. I could hardly believe I hadn't been prepared in the kitchen. Magic is incredible.
不思議だよね。俺にも原理はわからないんだ。
It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? Not even I can explain it. You can't, but you did all this, didn't you? He had rung the bell at least.
いや、俺はベルで料理を注文しているだけで、シェフたちの仕事ぶりは知らなくてね。
Not at all. I merely ordered the food. I'm certainly no
遊
chef.
園地を出し入れするのと同じ。
I gave the
指
order
示
and
は出
nothing
せるけ
more.
れど、それだけなんだ。
Similar to how I can erase the park. Fascinating. Monsieur Hugo wasn't a witch after all. Only I was a witch.
料理の味はどう？
How's it taste? The food brought back to my attention. I resumed eating. Delicious.
よかった。あ、こっちのステーキも美味しいんだよ。
I'm glad. You should try the steak too. Leon picked up a knife with his mittened hands and cut me a piece. Here you
どう
go.
ぞ。
Thanks. I tried it at once. Ah! This meat was tender and the sauce complemented it excellently. You were
よか
right.
った。お口に合ったみたいで。まだまだあるからたくさん
Good.
食べ
I'm
て
glad
ね
you。like it. There's plenty to eat, as much as you want. I will. You eat up too. He poked a piece of steak with his fork and carried it to his mouth. Oh, that's right. How does Leon eat in that costume? I was so focused on magic, I nearly forgot I eyed him closely. The steak drew closer and closer. I couldn't believe my eyes. The steak, fork, and all passed straight through the costume and presumably into his mouth. He pulled the fork away. The steak's gone. The head on his costume bobbed up and down like he was chewing. I could swear I could hear it too. There's no hole as far as I can see. How's he doing that?
お肉が柔らかくて口の中で溶けちゃうね。
It really melts in your mouth, doesn't it? Leon went straight for another bite. The head bobbed again. I couldn't look away. No hole.
そんなに見つめられると恥ずかしいかも。
You're making me a little embarrassed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stare.
ついって？
Stare at what? He tilted his head in genuine curiosity. Your costume, the food moves right through it. I was wondering how you do it.
おう、そういうことか。
Oh, that. He nodded.
僕にもよくわからないんだよね。
I don't get it either. You don't know how you eat?
うん。特別なことは何もしていないから、
Nope.
僕もずっと不思議なんだ。
I've always wondered about it though. From the food to Leon himself, the reveille was just brimming with mystery.
僕の食べ方って変かな？
It's not weird, is it? It's cute. Is he the beast in this scenario? Is this Beauty and the Beast and Leon is the beast? I think it's cute. You're like a character out of a picture book.
絵本のキャラクター。それっていいことなのかな？
Like a character, is that a good thing? One can only assume. In my opinion, at least it makes you fun. Oops, the wrong button. I'm not used to having to hit this one. I'm gonna see if that even affected the status. No. Should I load that back up? Maybe he doesn't like being called cute, even though he's adorable. Even though he's a little Holland Lot bunny with a star on his eye. No, I don't think so. The only difference between you and me is that you've got a costume
本
on.
当？君は気にならない？
Really, it doesn't make you uncomfortable? Not at all, she said, a little piqued. I couldn't quite say that with confidence, though it didn't bother me at
それ
least.
ならよかった。
I'm glad. The costume jiggled a little with glee. You seem to like that answer better. Dessert? Whoa, what kind of dessert? I don't know, his infection didn't go up. Should I help clean up? Monsieur Hugo simply winked and rang his bell. The dishes glowed, and just like that, they were spotless. They then picked themselves up and returned to the shelves. They reminded me of little birds going back to their nest. I caught myself giggling. I hadn't expected dinner at the Revere to be such a
今日
spectacle.
は来てくれてありがとう。お話ができてとっても嬉しかったよ。
Thank you for coming. It was really fun talking to you. I like talking to you too. Thank you for having me.
また一緒に食事しましょう。レイブのご飯は無料だから遠慮はいらないわ。
Join us again sometime. It's all free, so don't be modest. I'd like that. It was deep into the night by the time I left. I made my way to the gate with quickening steps. When I reached the teacups, I spotted a figure. It's him again. I wonder who could that be with the little bunny keychain and the yellow costume? It was the boy I'd seen on the first day. I knew it. That's the Reve uniform. I should talk to him. Before I could take my first step, though, he walked off. Chase the man! Ah! I missed my... Girl, you... What? Who on earth is that? We also still haven't met the mechanic. I only ever saw him late at night, never during the day. He couldn't have been a guest, and his uniform surely meant he was with the Puck. Claire and the others didn't know him, so maybe he's new like me. They would know him. The mystery only deepened the more I thought about it. Maybe I'll learn his name someday. I resumed my walk home. Chapter 3. I hit the wrong button like a fool. Six days had passed since I began working at the Reve. Actually, should I check and see? Should I go back? Hear me out. We're gonna load that back up. I'm just gonna try the other option again. Because maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't the right answer. It's cute. It's cute. You're so cute. It makes you fun.
楽しいんだ。
I'm
ご
fun.
飯を食べるだけでそう思ってもらえるなんて、なんだか嬉しいかも。
I'm just being myself, really, so it makes me happy to hear you say that. Beneath his mask, Leon giggled. Okay, you know what? Maybe that was the right answer. Let's see. Does this matter? It does to me. There we go. Tiny bit of affection. Who is that mysterious man? I forgot if I screenshotted it. 6 days had passed since I began working at the Reve. Today was my day off, which I spent relaxing at home. Currently, I was preparing dinner. Magic food is fascinating, but I couldn't replace the fun of cooking it yourself. A click and a creak came from the front of the entryway. Onward! Welcome back! I called out towards the door as it swung open.
ああ、ただいま。ほら、お土産買ってきたぞ。
Hey, I'm home. Brought something special too. He handed me a familiar-looking box. Macarons! Macarons were my absolute favorite. The logo on the box told me these were from the shop I liked too. What's the occasion? Were you nearby for work?
お前仕事頑張ってるみたいだからさ。帰りに寄ってきたんだ。
Nah, I swung by on my way home. You've been working hard lately. But it's so out of the way. He would have had to go to the complete opposite direction from home. Thank you. That's so thoughtful.
どういたしまして。喜んでくれてよかったよ。
You're very welcome. I'm just happy to see that smile. What? He ruffled my hair. I'd been coming home from work fairly late recently, so moments like these had become a rarity. I'll save these for dessert after dinner. The snack plates should be on top of the shelf. I stood up on my tiptoes and reached up.
これか
Need these? Onward appeared behind me and brought the dishes down with ease. Thanks for being tall.
無理する前に頼めよ。こんな頼りがいのある兄貴が隣にいるんだからさ。
Okay. Always ask when you need help. What's your big bro here for anyways? Big bro.
なんだよ。これでも2歳も年上なんだぞ。
I've got 2 years
それと
on
も
you.
俺じゃ頼りないか
Or am I not reliable enough to be your big brother? No, it's not that. I just thought that was funny. The way he took care of me was certainly somewhat brotherly. Still, though, I don't know how to explain it, but sibling doesn't feel quite right for us.
そっか。
No? Nah. We grinned for some reason.
マカロンは俺が用意するから夕食の支度に戻っていいぞ。途中だったんだろ
I'll set the macarons out so you can get back to dinner. Didn't mean to distract you. Thanks. He took the box from me and I resumed cooking. Granted, all that was left was to add the garnishes.
それで
So, Onward began placing the macarons on a plate.
遊園地の仕事はどうだいじめられたりしてないか
How's working at the amusement park not getting hazard, are you? No, everyone's very kind. I'm getting used to things. Being in front of guests used to make me nervous, but I'm managing now. I was making progress with awakening my magic too, albeit not very visibly. Plus, that was still a secret.
よかった。楽しめてるなら心配いらないな。
Glad to hear it. It's good you like it there. It's hard work though. Not that I expected it to be easy, but still, do you like reporting?
楽しいし、毎日充実してるよ。
I sure do. It's fulfilling work.
取材であちこち移動するから大変だけど、じっとしてるのは苦手だし、俺の性に合ってる。
Having to travel so much for material is rough sometimes, but sitting still's never really been for me. Monsieur Danielle might be surprised to hear you say that. Anward's father was a high-ranked officer in the military currently stationed in Paris. Anward never seemed keen on continuing the family tradition, though.
まあ、そうだな。親父とは違うと思う。
Maybe we're different at least, that's for sure.
でも記事にだって力があるんだぞ。武力だけが力じゃない。
I'd like to think there's strength in writing. Violence isn't the only way to get your point
記
across.
者みたいに真実を明らかにする仕事は、世の中にとって重要だと俺は思ってる。
Journalism has just as much potential to make a difference by getting the truth out there into the hands of
ペン
people.
は剣よりも強しって言うしな。
The pen's mightier than the sword and all that. Getting the truth into the hands of the people. It sounds admirable. Doesn't sound like you? That doesn't sound like the Arnward I know. I thought you mostly wrote about happy things. He shrugged.
俺だって真面目な記事を書くこともある。記者はニュースを選ばないんだよ。
Doesn't sound nice. Honestly, that doesn't sound nice at all. Am I mean? Am I a meanie? He didn't seem to like that. I was hoping she'd say something else. You just like fun stuff, right? You're just a fun guy. It's not what I meant. Reporting sounds like an admiral line of work.
かっこいいって言われると、なんか照れるな。
When you put it that way, I almost feel flattered. Is he a bad guy? Is that why he's the locked route instead of anybody else? Is that why he's been raising me? I almost feel flattered. You should. I meant it.
俺の言葉に説得力があったってことか。記者には最高の褒め言葉だよ。
Convinced you, did I? A journalist couldn't ask for anything more. He ruffled my hair a little more tenderly, but than I was used to.
そうだ。お前に話したいことがあったんだ。
By the way, I meant to ask you something. Arnward finished plating the macarons.
うちの新聞で、レーブ移動遊園地を取り上げたいって話になったんだ。こんな田舎じゃ一大イベントだからな。
The guys at the office were talking about writing an article on La Fleur de Rêve. It's pretty big news for rural folks like us.
明日取材に行くんだけど、園長を紹介してもらえないか。
I was planning on doing some legwork there tomorrow. I wanted to ask if you could introduce me to the director. Really? I suppose I might be able to get you in before we open.
本当か？じゃあ頼めるか。
That'd be amazing. Would it be a bother? Not at all, I'll ask. An article would mean more visitors for the Rêve. But why does it matter? Why do we need more visitors? That was an exciting prospect, but part of me was worried. I've got to be careful. There'll be trouble if he finds out about the magic situation. Would he, though? I made a silent promise. I've made a silent promise to take extra care. Onward and I left early the next day and arrived at Revere before opening hours.
これがレーブ移動遊園地か。
So this is the place. I am impressed. Tickle me impressed. Onward eyed the park's features closely. Suddenly, though, he fell silent and his admiration turned to curiosity. What's wrong?
いや、なんでもない。
Nothing, it's not important. If you say so. I'll go talk to the director. Wait just a minute.
あ、頼む。
I'll be here. I explained the situation to Monsieur Hugo, who readily agreed to the idea as long as he kept the magical aspects of the story under wraps. Onward removed his cape and bowed upon entering the tent.
DNB デルニエール・ヌーベル・ブランブール新聞社の記者アルノーです。
Onward with D&B. Deniris Noveles Blancbourg at your service. I said that perfectly. Don't Google it.
はじめまして。レーブ移動遊園地の園長、ヒューゴです。
A pleasure. My name is Hugo, director of La Flore del Reve. What? Onward's head shot up. He stared hard at the director.
ヒューゴさん。
Hugo, you said. The color seemed to drain from his face. I wonder why. 'Cause you're evil? And what's gotten into him? Is something wrong?
何か？
I believe I did.
いいえ。
Apologies.
失礼しました。ずいぶんお若い方だと驚いてしまって。
I was just surprised to see someone so young.
さすが記者さん。褒めるのが上手だね。
I see you're skilled in flattery, my dear reporter. Arnward smiled back before fixing his
改め
posture.
まして。取材の許可をいただき、ありがとうございます。
Getting right to business, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to cover your park.
こちらこそ、記事にしてもらえるなんて光栄だよ。具体的にはどういったこと？
It's an honor to have simply garnered your interest. What exactly will your work entail?
園内を写真に収めたり、スタッフの皆さんにインタビューをお願いできればと。
Snapping a few pictures of the premises, interviewing staff mostly, with your permission, of course.
可能なら、早速今日から始めたいのですが。
I could start today if it's no trouble.
もちろん構わないよ。ただ、スタッフへのインタビューは営業時間外にお願いできるかな。
Not at all. All I ask that you conduct your interviews outside of work hours.
わかりました。ご協力に感謝します。
Of course. Thank you again, monsieur. Onward bowed his head with a wide smile.
君にアルノー君の案内を頼めるかな。
Would you be so kind as to show Monsieur Onward around? Me? You're sure?
君が連れてきてくれたお客さんだし、気心知れた仲ならやりやすいだろうと思ってね。
He's your guest, after all, and a friend may be a helpful point of contact for his work.
この1週間で見つけたレーブの魅力を彼に伝えてもらえると嬉しいな。
You've had a week now to learn all there is to love about Reve. Show him our good side. I think I can do that. If you'll allow me,
お世話になります。
by all means. With that almost professional sounding exchange, we exited the tent.
取材なんて許可してよかったのか。魔法のことを知られたら町にいられなくなる。
You're certain this is wise? If our connection to magic is discovered, we'll be forced to leave.
心配いらないよ。来園者にも隠し通せているわけだし。それに断る方が不自然だろ。
I'm well aware our guests come and go without suspecting a thing, and turning him down would have only seemed strange, don't you think?
あなたがそう言うのなら。
I'll abide by your
従おう。
judgment.
お前は普段どんな仕事をしてるんだ？
What sort of work do you do here? Arnward pulled out a small notebook. Nothing specific at the moment. I mainly greet guests or help the rest of the staff with whatever they need. As the words left my lips, a realization struck me. Wait, is this an interview?
当然。お前もスタッフの一人だからな。
You work here, don't you? Wait, who's evil? Him. This is an evil man. Look at this evil man. He's evil. You don't know it yet. That's why he's locked. He's a locked route. Let me show you. I assume. Again, this is an assumption. I actually haven't played the game, so thus I can't say it. Look at this. Look at that. He's locked. You don't lock the last route unless they're sussy. Okay? He knows why I have amnesia. He knows what happened to my father. That's why he was surprised when we heard the name Hugo. I don't even remember the name Hugo. I suddenly felt much more nervous with the new
お前もスタッ
realization.
フの制服を着るのか？
Do you wear a uniform? I have one.
じゃあ、写真を撮るから着替えてくれ。
Go put it on so I can take a picture, would you? Right now?
決まってるだろう。スタッフへのインタビューは営業時間外だけだからな。
Yeah, right now. I've only got until the park opens to do this.
ほら、早く早く。ここで写真撮って待ってるからさ。
Don't be shy. I'll wait right here. It's not going to be in the article, is it?
記事にしない取材はしない。それが俺のモットーだ。
I don't collect material that doesn't have a place in my work. It's a policy.
ま、最終判断は編集長の仕事だけどな。
At the end of the day, though, it'll be up to the editor. I couldn't say no, especially not after I'd gotten the director's express permission for this. I'm starting to have regrets. I'm done.
へえ、似合ってるじゃん。お前本当にスタッフの一員なんだな。
That looks nice on you. You fit right in. As much as I can after only a week.
この前まで家に引きこもってたお前がこんなに立派になって誇らしい気分だよ。
Not too long ago, you were practically a shut-in. Now look at you. Look at you. That doesn't sound like a compliment.
ああ、褒め言葉のつもり。
Well, it was supposed to be. Also,
かわいいな。
you look cute. My heart skipped a beat. Why am I so jumpy? He's only saying that because he's never seen me in a uniform before, and everyone looks good in a uniform.
じゃあ写真撮るぞ。何でもいいからポーズ撮ってくれるか。
I'm gonna take a photo now. Strike a pose, something natural. Okay. Entertaining wasn't part of my job description, so I struggled to come up with anything for a while. Eventually, I settled on simply holding my right hand out invitingly. Come forth, come to the park.
いいね、様になってる。魅力的なスタッフだな。
That's good. Charming like a park employee should be. I heard the shutter click several times. Do you want me to show you
あ
around?
頼む。レイブのこといろいろ教えてくれ。
That'd be great. Show me everything you know.
なるほど。勉強になるよ。
Interesting, I'll write that down. Arnoir took notes while he listened to me explanation of the attractions and various amenities. His stark expression was the picture of professionalism. Does he always look so serious while he's working? I'm not used to seeing him like this. It's kind of handsome.
オートマタの説明ありがとう。もう次に移って大丈夫だ。
Thanks. That should be plenty for the automatons. What's next? That just leaves people.
移動遊園地に観覧車なんて珍しいな。オートマタといい、本当に見どころが多い。
A traveling park with a Ferris wheel. First the automatons, now this. He snapped several
この観
photos.
覧車にはどんなお客さんが乗るんだ？
What sort of clientele do you tend to see at this attraction? Families and couples for most part. We don't get any single riders.
俺も乗ってみていいか？
Can I take a trip around? Sure thing, I'll just wait.
いや、お前も一緒に来てくれ。俺の恋人として。
No, I want you to join me as my date. Date? My voice cracked in surprise.
一人で乗る客がほとんどいないのに、俺一人で乗ってもいい記事は書けないだろ。だから恋人役が必要なんだ。
You said no one rides alone. It wouldn't be very honest journalist. I wouldn't be a very honest journalist if I hopped on by myself. I need to have a partner with me up there. That's what you meant. My face burned with embarrassment.
何赤くなってるんだよ。
What are you blushing for? I could ask you the same thing.
お前の動揺っぷりに驚いたんだ。
You're throwing me off my groove, bro. You ruffled my hair. This time, he was a little rougher than usual. At least I'm not the only one embarrassed. Excuse me, I'm ready for the work. Don't touch my ponytail.
でもまあ、照れるってことは、俺の魅力に気づいたってことか。
Oh, I'll take your reaction to me and my charms finally getting through to you. Well, I'd just been admiring the way he worked, so I couldn't deny it.
そういう塩らしいお前も可愛いな。
You're cute when you get all shy. He's called me cute again. Arnold was acting strangely forward today. I was starting to get to me. I'm getting flustered over Arnard. I must be losing my mind. Oblivious to my inner turmoil, he took my hand.
ほら、乗るぞ。
Let's go, watch your step. He guided me onto the gondola. The gondola? So this is how they look on the inside. I hadn't had the time to ride any of the attractions since becoming an employee. I missed out on trying the Ferris wheel during my initial visit too, so this was my first time. It's awfully small. Our legs are touching.
おい、外を見てみろよ。
Look outside. Yeah, look how small the not Ferris, oh gosh. Merry-go-round is. I lifted my gaze to the window. As the gondola rose, the scenery began to expand. Wow, the people and buildings shrank before my eyes. I was instantly glued to the glass.
観覧車には初めて乗ったのか？
Is this your first time on a Ferris wheel? Yeah, I've been so busy lately. Oh, sorry, I'm not being a very good guide right
いや
now.、
気にするなよ。その代わり別の情報が得られるからさ。
That's okay, you're giving me plenty to work with. What do you... Arnold stood up and sat next to me before I could finish. The gondola swayed with the swift shifting weight. He wrapped his arm tightly around my shoulder. It stayed there even after the swaying stopped. Onward?
こうしてると、デートしてるみたいだな。
Almost feels like a real date, huh? Except for the fact that I'm working. I don't.
お前が観覧車を経験してなかったおかげで、初めて乗った恋人たちの気持ちがわかるよ。
I don't know if those two things correlate. Now that I know you've never been on a Ferris wheel before, I can really feel what it's like for a couple to ride one of these for the first time. This always gives, anytime they have the Ferris wheel scenes, I always picture when I was on a Ferris wheel with my nephew once. And me and my nephew, for the record, my nephew's older than me by a few months, so we're like basically the same age. Well, like 7 months, almost a year. Close? Close to a year. And so we're both on this Ferris wheel. And if you're familiar, this is a Japanese Ferris wheel where you're like locked in a box. The ones we went to, like when the Ferris came to town, is the dangerous one where you're just in open air and all that's holding you is like a single bar and your feet are like, if you stretch them out, would be dangling into space, right? They're not safe. But I was the precocious one that likes to go "Wee" in a Ferris wheel, and he was ready to kill me. So anytime they have like these Ferris wheel scenes, I picture that, my nephew trying to like bore his eyes into me. because I'm swinging too much on a very opened Ferris wheel.
この距離で相手を感じられるなんてたまらないな。
Just the two of us squished together in this tiny little car with no one else to see or hear makes you want to steal her lips. What? Listen, I was I was a fun child. Does it?
ああ、そうだよ。俺にはよくわかる。
Oh yeah, I can attest that. They should have like the heartbeat sound, like her heartbeat going beep 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 beep. I averted my gaze. I couldn't look him in the eye. You're being weird today.
じゃあ、もっと変なことを言おうか。
Then you wouldn't mind if I said something ridiculous. You being weird and minding you saying something ridiculous, not necessarily one and the same. Hear me out. Doesn't mean the same thing.
俺はお前のことが好きだ。
I love you? Bro, wait. You're joking, right? Right? This is a joke? You're kidding? She's working to all these beautiful men and Clara. Maybe he is jelly. Say nothing. It's better this way. My breath caught in my throat. He loves me? No, he's being weird. He said so himself. It's plausible deniability. If you say, do you mean it? He'd be like, I'm just joshing you. As a friend or as something more? Her face looks derpy though. It kind of like it, she looks like if Pinkie Pie were a person. Like right here. I think Pinkie Pie's even worn a uniform like this. So it's right on brand.
悩んでくれてるな。
And does he look like Big Macintosh? Can I turn every Otome game into My Little Pony? I can't. Don't know what to say. That's more than I could ask for. My heart nearly leapt from my chest.
恋人同士だったらって話だけどな。
Is what I would say if this were a real date. Wait. Arnard chuckled as he drew away. Were you teasing me this whole time?
さあな。
Maybe. What does maybe mean? I didn't... If he's evil, that's an evil thing to do, right? Right? His bar doesn't change. I can't tell if his bar actually changes. He's grayed out. It didn't seem he had been messing around, at least not entirely. I couldn't get a read on him. How am I supposed to come down from that? Being strung along by the man I trusted more than anyone had left me emotions in a state of chaos. I fanned my burning cheeks. In front of him, you're just like, oh, that's right, we're done with 9RIP.
質問していいか?
Which means the fan redemption's gonna go away now, which means I can put my fan away for reals. If I remember how to open it, that is. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Can I ask you something? You could. As soon as we left the gondola, by the way, Onward broke the silence.
お前はちゃんと帰ってくるよな。ブランブールのあの家に。
You're coming back, right? You're coming home. He knows. He knows. Where's this coming from?
なんか怖くなってさ。
I'm just scared that maybe you're gonna really enjoy it here and you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm going with them and leave. Of what? A shadow of unease loomed over Arnoir's expression. What in the world brought this on? He knows. I nodded reassuringly. Of course I'm coming home. Why would I stay here? Where else would I go?
そうだよな。悪い。
Right, yeah, sorry, that came out of nowhere. We still haven't met the blue-haired boy. He wore a lonely smile. He didn't come to dinner. As I moved made our way back to the administrative tent to end our tour, we heard a fuss over by the menage. A crowd had gathered.
あれ、どうしたんだ？
What's going on over there? I'm not sure. Let's go and see. The rest of the staff stood in front of the menage. The air was heavy. I could tell at once that something was wrong. What's happening?
緊急事態なのよ。マネージュが
It's terrible. The menage
マ
has...
ネージュが故障したって。
It's broken down. Broken down? Where's the blue-haired boy? He's the repair guy.
あと時間はどれくらいあるんだ？
Are we gonna be able to open? How much time do we have?
約1時間だ。
About 1 hour.
1時間？
An hour? That can't be enough time to fix it. Unless this blue-haired boy pops out if there was no way. The reality of the situation began to sink in.
これは取材してる場合じゃなさそうだな。
Looks like I'll have to cut today short.
せっかく来てもらったのにすまない。取材の続きは後日にしてもらえると助かるよ。
I'm sorry to say you'll have to continue your work tomorrow. I do apologize for the inconvenience.
わかりました。俺はこれで失礼します。ご協
I
力いただき
understand.
ありが
Thank
と
you
うご
for
ざいました。
having me. He took his hat off. Onward took off his cap for a light bow, then turned to me.
それじゃあ頑張れよ。
Good
ま
luck.
た家でな。
I'll see you back at home. See you. He patted my head, then left the park.
それで具体的な状況は？
Now, what exactly is the situation? Monsieur Hugo gave me up examining the switch panel and shook his head.
俺だけじゃ解決できそうにない。彼を呼んでこないと。
For him, this is beyond my capabilities. It's a job for him. Who? Who could it
ゲーム
be?
の整備士さんだよ。
Our repairman, man. Leon answered for me. Right, this is the amusement park. Of course, they'd have someone to fix things.
君はまだ会ったことがないかもね。ルシオールさんはめったに顔を出さないから。
Probably haven't met him. Lucille doesn't go outside very often. What, being a recluse and
そ
all
う
that.
か。面識がなかったね。君に彼を呼びに行ってもらおうかと
How
思った
could
ん
I
だ
forget? I was gonna have you get him for us, but in that case, I can do it. Where can I find him?
この時間なら自分の部屋にいるはずだ。一番奥にあるテントだよ。
Likely in his room at this hour. It's the one furthest back. I'm on it.
セルジュとクリアは買い出しの準備を頼む。
Sergei
修
Curie,
理に必要な部品が出るかもしれない。
be prepared for any emergency shopping trips. Sergei can't go anywhere. We may need parts for the
リオ
repair.
ンは明かりを用意してもらえるかな。修理のために中を照らす必要があるからね。
Leon, kindly find us lights should we need to fiddle with the
クララ
interior.
は万が一営業できない時に備えて開園中止を知らせる看板を用意してほしい。
Clara, get ready to set up signs in case we can't open today. Can't we open even if this doesn't turn on? Listening to Monsieur Hugo's instructions, I ran out to find Luciel. Furthest back. That must be a... Excuse me, Luciel, are you there? I timidly called out to him, but there was no reply. Luciel? Again, no reply. Is he out? Out, maybe? I decided to peek inside as politely as possible. I politely, as possible, poked my head inside his tent. Excuse me. I poked my head into the tent. A boy was crouched in the corner. His hood obscured his face, but his pastel green uniform was unmistakably the Rivers. Are you Luciel? He lifted his head over ever so slightly. The look on his face was anything but
誰
cheerful.
ですか？
Who are you? My name's Leah. I started working here last week.
あ
Noted. He looked away, disinterested.
あ、確かに僕がルシオールですが、何の用ですか？
You're looking for Luciel. What, you found him. What do you want? The menage is broken. The director needs you right away.
故障？まさか昨日の夜点検したばかりです
Broken?
よ。
That's impossible, unless a spy came in here and broke it. I inspected it last night. He broke it when she went to change. Imagine. Imagine he's like, go on, change into your uniform. And then he went and broke the thing. I think it's good. I think I'm right. I think I could be right. Could you come with me, please?
園長の指示なら
The director says so. Look how cute he is. Luciel reluctantly picked himself up and collected a box of tools. He left with a sigh. I hurried after him. Monsieur Hugo, Sergei, and Leon were waiting at the menage.
ルシオール、よ
Luciel,
く来てくれたね。
you're a sight for sore eyes.
僕を呼ぶのに知らない人をよこさないでください。
Please don't send strangers to fetch me.
大変不愉快でした。
It makes me sick. I gasped at the grimace that spread across his face.
それはルシオールさんが出てこなかったから自己紹介できなかっただけで、
She's only a stranger because you never showed up to introduce yourself.
彼女は僕たちの仲間だよ。
She's our friend.
僕には関係ありません。
No, she's not mine.
二度とこういうことはしないでください。
Don't do it again.
今日はよく喋ってくれるね。そろそろ修理を手伝ってもらえるかい？
You're talkative today. Could you see about those repairs now?
わかりました。
Sure. Luciel nodded, then peered into the menage.
ワイヤーは異常なし。
Wires are fine.
滑車も確認したけれど、問題はなさそうだったよ。
Didn't find any abnormalities with the police systems either.
じゃあ、動力源ですね。
Then that leaves the power supply. It's just gone.
内部を見るので照らしてもらえますか？
I'll need a light to see inside.
リオン
Leon,
と君にお願いできるかな？
if you'd be so kind, you two.
Mm.
On it. Right. Leon handed me a lantern and we moved to the middle of the menage. Aw, man, that's cute. Lucille bent down, opened up a small latch on the floor, and peered inside. Leon and I had our lanterns over the machinery while Lucille began to investigate. He tapped things, tightened bolts, loosened others. He clearly knew what he was doing. He's like a totally different person from when I found him. His focus is incredible. Both the grimace and the glower had vanished from his face. He muttered something under his
原
breath.
因がわかりました。
I found the issue. Already? I couldn't believe it. It hadn't even been 3 minutes. The glower at once returned to his expression. I'm sorry? It's me, I'm the problem. Oh. I got scared. I was like, only that many saves? You're amazing! How did you manage to fight it so fast? Hello?
白々しい。
Stop patronizing me. I swallowed the rest of my
それ
comments.
で、故障の原因は何だったんだ？
So what's the cause then? Did he hate me? Does he hate me now? Oh, he doesn't seem to like me. So what's the cause?
蒸気機関のピストン。
One of the steam engine's pistons.
古くて動きが鈍くなっているので、円盤がうまく回らなくなっているみたいですね。
It's old and deteriorated. The platform can't spin like it's supposed to.
なるほど。
I see.
以
Sergey
前から老
Sergey
朽化している
frowned.
ことは分かっていたが、予算の都合で完全な修理をしてこなかったからな。
The warning signs were there. The budget simply didn't allow for a proper
今回
fix.
ばかりは予算を捻出しなければならないか。まあ、部品を交換して開園に間に合えば。
If replacing it means we can open on time, however, then we'll just have to find the funds.
それは無理ですね。
That's not happening.
何？
Why not?
今すぐ新しいピストンを買ってきたとしても、交換には時間がかかります。
Even if a new piston suddenly showed up on a silver platter, it would take time to replace.
僕でも半日近く必要ですよ。
I'd need at least half a day. Sergey was speechless.
マネージュだけお休みにして開園するのはダメなの？
Can't we open anyways and say the manege is out of order?
ダメではないよ。ただ、マネージはレイブの目玉だからね。
Why does money matter so much to you guys? We're gonna load that up again. I feel uncomfortable that he didn't like me. I'm sorry, I was just surprised is all. Wait, oh, okay. I didn't mean to imply anything.
悪意がないなら構いません。
Oh, I see. There was so much font after that, I didn't realize she was like responding. I thought you were calling me careless. No, I'm sorry. He was right that it had been a careless outburst. I should be more careful in the
それ
future.
で故障の原因は何だったんだ？
What's the cause?
ダメではないよ。
It's the centerpiece.
売り上げに支障が出る。
Profits would suffer. Rain clouds seemed to gather over Sergei, but profits would be non-existent otherwise, right?
何か方法はないのか？
Is there nothing that can be done?
僕から提案はありません。整備士としていい加減な仕事はできませんから。
I don't know what to tell you. I'm a mechanic, not a miracle worker. What are we gonna do? Magic? A gloomy contemplative silence fell over everyone's present.
そうか。
I have it. Monsieur Hugo's eyes darted to me.
魔法を使えばいい。
Maho! Magic is the answer. What?
魔法でピストンの動きを補助すれば、1日くらいは持たせることができるはずだ
A。bit of magic would surely be enough to make the piston hold for a day.
それは
I don't know if... Do you think I can do it? I am practicing every day, but I've never actually tested on anything before. I'd love to use it to help you all. I'm just not sure. I wasn't even remotely confident in my abilities. In fact, my understanding of being a witch was so poor that I couldn't rightly say whether I'd had even awakened anything at all in the past week.
大丈夫。
Not to worry, I know you can.
僕は反対です。
No. Lucille suddenly spoke up, louder than I'd ever heard him before.
魔法は危険です。使うべきではありません。
Magic's too dangerous. No one should use it.
大掛かりな魔法ではないし、うまくいくとも限らない。だから危険は
A lot could happen. It could blow up. That's pretty bad. Like then you could never open again, right? It's only one little part, and we don't even know if it'll work. What's the worst that could
絶
happen?
対にやめるべきです。
No one.
そう言われてもね。
Be reasonable.
とにかく僕は反対ですから。
I said what I said. Lucille pressed his lips together into a tight line. The director went quiet for a moment before turning to him again.
すべての決定権は園長である俺にある。
Ultimately, the decision is mine to make. I
魔法を
apologize.
使わせてもらうよ。
We're gonna go ahead with this plan.
勝手にしてください。
I said my piece. Lucille moved away and plopped down on the ground. He pulled his hood down tighter, cloistering himself away into his own little shell.
少々大人げないところを見せてしまったね。ルシオールは
Sorry you
い
had
ろ
to
いろ
see
と
that.
抱え込んでいて、
Luciel can be difficult at times, but he has his reason. Is it that he's trapped here and has been trapped here?
俺も無理に意見を通したくはないんだけれどね。
I don't like having to invoke authority like that. He smiled weakly.
さて、
Back to the matter at
改
hand.
めてお願いしたい。君の魔法でマネージを動かしてほしい。もちろんうまくいかなくても構わない。
I want you to try and use your magic and make the menage spin. All I ask is that you try. Whatever happens, happens. I've only been here a week. I really might as well be a stranger, but I want to be useful. I want my magic to be worth something. That's why I came here. I nodded, resolved. I'll do it.
頑張ってね。
Good luck. Thanks. I turned the lantern to Lion and looked hard at the menage. I took a deep breath.
そう。体を楽にして。そして
Good.
自分の中にある魔法に
Relax
意
your
識を
body.
向けるんだ。
Concentrate on the power within you. I'm trying. Time for a mini game. I closed my eyes and a pale light appeared before me. There was magic in me. All I had to do was focus.
マネージは蒸気機関のピストンが弱っている。
There was magic in me. All I had to do was focus and gather it. The piston can't move on its own. It needs your magic to help the platform turn again.
さあ、
Pick
よくイメージして。
Sure it in your mind. I know you can
大
do
丈
it.
夫。
Focus my magic into the piston. The light coalesced into point. I spent a long moment slowly and carefully feeding it into the machinery. It was done. The light enveloped the menage. It was warm to the touch. If everything went right, that should do it. I'm done. I only hope it worked.
成果を確かめてみよ
Let's find out. The director roused the sulking machine.
う。ルシオール、君の出番だ。
Luciole, you're up. He rose in silence and trudged over just as quietly.
どいてください。
Move. Sorry. I stepped down from the menage. Tick, 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 tick. Lucille walked around the platform, feeling various places and scanning here and there. What's he doing?
あれが整備士の仕事だよ。
His job.
魔法がきちんとかかっているかどうか、ああやって確認しているんだ。
He's checking to see if the magic is functioning properly. Lucille can see magic?
そうでないと、魔法の遊園地の整備士は務まらないからね。
He wouldn't make a very good mechanic for a magic amusement park otherwise. He maintains them, not just physically, but magically too. That's amazing. Lucille stepped off the menage.
結果はどうだい？
How does it look? He then flipped one of the switches. The menage began to spin.
見ての通りです。
You tell me.
うわ、すごい。大成功だ
Wow!
ね。
It worked!
開演に間に合ったか。
And before opening time. Thank goodness. A weight lifted from my shoulders. I really did something without my I really did something with my magic. I helped people.
ありがとう。君は
Thank
最
you.
高の魔女だ。
You're a witch among witches. I don't know about that. I had a lot of help.
ほら見て、マネージュが動いてるわ。
Look, the menage is moving.
修理できたのか。この短時間で。
You fixed it. How'd you manage that so fast? Clara and Criere came running up, hearing the commotion. Look at the twins.
彼女が魔法で直してくれたんだよ。
She did it with her magic.
は？お前が？何か
Oh,
の間
yeah,
違いだろ。
right. Must have been a fluke.
ちょっとクリエ、他に言うことないの？私たちのために魔法を使ってくれたのよ。
Will you stop it, Criere? Don't you have the single nice bone in your body to thank her with?
まあ助かったけどよ。
I guess she did save the day. Criere looked away shyly. That was all I needed. I'm glad I could help.
つうか、そんなの当たり前だろ。お前は魔法を使うために雇われたんだからな。
Don't let it get to your head. No one gets a gold star for doing what they're hired to do. I know. I suddenly realized Lucielle, who had vanished. Glancing around, I spotted him heading back towards the tents. Lucielle?
何か。
What? He turned around slowly and reluctantly. I just wanted to thank you for checking the menage. I've never used magic before. I'm so glad you looked it over first.
僕は指示に従っただけですから。
Just doing my job. He trudged away. My voice trailed off as each long dragging step carried him further. Why were you so against what I did? Lucille didn't stop, but apparently he had heard me.
あなたには関係ありません。
None of your business. With that, he was gone. Lucille. Leclerc. I returned to the menage. Their staff hurriedly prepared to open the park. I've never felt like my magic was useful for anything, but this feels like progress. I feel like I can finally call myself part of the Reveille. I had made enormous leaps towards my ultimate goal, and yet there was still so much to learn. There was still so much to do before everyone could be free. I will awaken my magic, and when I do, I'll be the witch who's worth something. Oh, somehow I only got Sergey to like me a little bit. Oh no. Okay. Well, we're not allowed to continue past this point. This was my I can play to here. Okay, well, you know what? That's interesting. Okay, so you get 3 chapters and then you're in a route. His thing was not very high. Did we get a okay. Oh, they still all have an affection meter. Interesting. Interesting. His is the highest though, so I guess that makes sense. I don't know how it progresses past that. I will be playing this obviously when I'm not streaming, so I'll know at some point how it goes. So let's get to, we're gonna see what pictures we unlocked. I have a little bit of time, so I could potentially do that thing I said and see about running into other people.
Genso Manege.
Oh, okay. I was like, that was a launch. All right, so CG gallery. It's still not unloaded? Oh, that's locked. That's so mean. What the heck?
Genso Manege.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we're gonna load back up. I'll see how long I can mess around in here. Because at first I thought since we picked this, we got that scene with him playing the piano, but I don't think that was related to that. I think that was just genuinely what happens. Let's go to the gate. I made my way to the front gate where I found Monsieur Hugo greeting guests.
ようこそレイブ移動遊園地へ足を運んでいただき感謝いたします
Welcome to La Fuel de la Reve, one and all.
夢の時間をお楽しみください
I thank you for joining us. Allow us to show you the time of your dreams. Wow, there's so many people. A long line of guests snaked down past the gates, only gradually shortening as people bought their tickets. It warmed my heart to see so many people here to visit the amusement park. Monsieur Hugo noticed me and came over once there was a lull in the guests.
一番に会いに来てくれたのかいまた君の顔が見られて嬉しいよ
I'm your first stop, am I? Honestly, I thought I was going to talk to Clara. I'm overjoyed to see you again so soon. He beamed smiley. His beaming smile caught me a little by surprise. I wanted to see the kind of work a park director does.
そうなんだ
Is that so? Do you come out here to greet guests every morning?
うん園長は遊園地の顔でもあるしどんな人が来ているのか知る必要があるからね
That I do. A director is the face of their park, and one has to know his own clientele.
子供が多ければ子供向けの催しを増やすし大人が多ければ落ち着いた雰囲気に変えるそういった気配りのためでもあるんだよ
If we have an abundance of children, we'd like to offer more events for them. If there's more adults, then they might appreciate a more subdued atmosphere. Interesting. Being a director sounds like a complicated job.
じゃあ俺はお客さんのところに戻るけれど君は好きなだけここにいてくれて構わないよ
I'll return to the guests now, but please stay and observe as long as you'd like. Thank you. I continued to watch until the influx of guests slowed to a crawl. And then it's lunchtime, question mark. Well, okay, cool. So I guess that's gonna repeat. Let's see, we'll do one more and then call it because it doesn't give you like a picture or anything. It's kind of interesting. Let's see what an obvious one would be. I did that because I thought Clara would be first. I was like, the gate sounds fun because of Clara. We did the administration already. Fountain would be Criere. Teacups would be Leon. Employee tent would be that one guy, maybe. Maybe? Honestly, if it's only a minute, we'll see. I strolled towards the staff tents, curious about how everyone got to be around here. I know Claire's tent, but the others. There were all different colors, but other than that, there was no way to differentiate between whose was who. My imagination ran amok as I wandered until... What was that? I could have sworn I had just seen someone out of the corner of my eye. When I turned to look, though, there wasn't a soul to be seen. Although I surveyed around, the figure never reappeared. Maybe someone came by to grab something. I resumed my tour. See, that was very uneventful. Did I crash it? That was weird. I mean, that didn't take that long. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's see. So his was like literally just like peekaboo. Does he stay grumbly at me? I spotted Crier at the fountain putting on his juggling act. The park had only been open for minutes, but a large crowd had already formed.
メルシー見てくれてありがとう今日最初のパフォーマンスはこれで終わり
Merci.
だ
Thanks for stopping by, folks. This is the first performance of the day.
また後で別のを披露するから
Come by
よかった
again
ら
later
遊び
for
に来てくれ
something really special. Crier grabbed his things, waved goodbye to his fans, then caught my gaze as he was leaving. His expression changed in an instant.
なんだよ
Can I help you? I'm only here to watch. The director asked me to tour the park.
だったら他へ行けよ俺のパフォーマンスは終わったところだ
Cool, then you have other places to be. Show's over. I'd be interested in seeing what goes into it, though. Where are you off to next?
別にどこだっていいだろ
Doesn't matter. He said beats me. This isn't going very well. He really must not like me. He was nothing like this to his audience. I racked my brain for anything I might have done to offend him, but nothing came to mind.
まあついてきたいっつうなら好きにしろよ作業が地味すぎて幻滅しても知らねえけどな
If you really want to follow me around or whatever, I won't stop you. Don't blame me if you die of boredom, though. So I can go with you?
いいとは言ってない勝手にしろって話だ
I didn't say that.
何都合よく解釈してんだ
Just do your own thing. Stop putting words in my mouth. Sorry.
別に謝ることじゃねえけど
Stop apologizing. So I mean, I can shadow him. I'm confused.
おい行くぞぼさっとしてんなよ次の準備があるんだからな
Or not. I got places to be and things to do. Coming! That's a relief. At least he doesn't hate me. I tailed Crier as he performed all throughout the park. I'm curious. I'm curious if that's... if that's literally all it takes at that point would be just to follow one person a little bit and then they like you. So there's no way here for you not to get a little bit of affection up. So that means this would probably be the big decider. I made my way to the teacups where I found Leon, just like I had yesterday. Hiss! He seemed to be in the process of being accosted by a stray cat.
猫さん落ち着いて君をいじめたりしないから
It's okay, little kitty. I won't hurt you. Leon's platitude fell on deaf ears.
どうしよう
What do I do? How do I handle this? Come here, kitty. It's okay. Don't be scared. I crouched down low and approached it carefully. The cat quickly lowered its guard and weaved through my legs. After a few scritches, the little guy wandered off satisfied with the attention.
ありがとう
Thank you.
君が来てくれて助かったよ
You're a lifesaver. I'm glad I could help. I bet the costume probably scared it.
そうなのかな
Maybe.
それだけじゃない気がするけど
Maybe you're right, but I think it's more than that. You think? Leon tilted his head. I could tell he must have been perplexed under the
あ
mask.
あ、考え込んでる場合じゃなかった。お仕事しなくちゃ。
Sorry, no time to ponder. I've got work to do. Would you mind if I stick around to observe? I'm taking a look at everyone's job.
うん、もちろんだよ。わからないことがあった
Not
ら
at all. Let
何
me
でも聞
know
いてね。
if you have any questions. Thanks. He seems like a nice person. I'd like to look him in the eyes at one point. I hung around the teapot cups for a while, watching the yellow rabbit do his thing. Watching the little yellow rabbit do his thing. I think that's the one thing that I had multiple choices on that I didn't go through. So I think we've done everything I can. Which honestly, it's still intriguing. And the art's really, really pretty, so I'm really excited about that. There's a secret though. Will I figure out the secret? I'm curious if the leveling up the magic has any other modes or if it's just the two as well.
Genso Manege.
I'm sad that I don't have a CG library yet. I want a CG library things. Alright, nice. Well, we did the Genso Manege, so that does mean Thursday night, I believe, I will be playing Verche or dyeing my hair. We're not sure yet. I'll post on Discord once I know. And then Friday and Saturday night, I'm going to be doing a late night Verche stream is my goal. I'm not gonna bank on doing a morning stream because anytime I try to get up early lately, I'm just so tired. So what I plan to do is once I get home and we chill out for the night, it'll probably be close to 11 or 12 o'clock my time. And then I'll stream a little bit for an hour. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, well, let's see if there's anybody to raid before I say goodbye. And then I'm going to be going to Samurai Comics here in just a little bit, so if you guys want to watch that, we're just going to be announcing the new comics coming out tomorrow. Who am I following? The Slime Dragon! He's on. Alright, well thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in Genso Manege, it comes out the 31st. It is wishlistable. It's going to be linked in the description for YouTube for their Steam and their Nintendo Online one, so you can do either one if you're interested in the game. And then thank you so much, P-Cube, for letting me review this, and also thank you, Key Meller, as well. Thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. For watching this on YouTube, remember I stream about 3 times a week on Twitch, and you're here on Twitch. If you want to remember the super fun adventures we had, you can check it out on YouTube. Thank you, Blue, for being in chat with me for a while today and keeping me company. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a lovely day.